moment. Shut this.
Yeah, nobody won in 2024.
Yeah, just for the sake of just for the sake of was it like media training this direction, right? We're trying to keep it current, right? If we have to do a flashback where we have to say these are all the lists of people who won in the previous years up to current, then I see that. But the way it just like flowed was like, what is this? Like I
thought that's what we were doing. Year. We said the last 10 years.
We're talking about like we're talking Narfin. We're just talking. We're not. This isn't the scripted. This isn't the. We don't do scripted anyway. But we're just talking.
No, but I mean, my bad.
That's my mistake too. Then never mind.
Yeah,
I'm thinking like the 20.
And then
are we still doing the last 10? Are we doing the last 10? Yeah. Are we doing the last 10?
Yeah. What's good? What was the last 10 years of awards? Who won what?
I mean, I don't have 2013. Sorry, but 2014, like I was saying, Dragon.
Go 5 years. Nobody wants to hear 10 years worth of games.
Okay,
do
fine.
5 years.
So 2018, boy, number 1. God of War. 2019 was Sekiro.
That's a good
games. It's a Shadow Die Twice. 2020, I don't want to talk about because I was ripped. It should be Ghost
Talk about it. Who is it?
Last of Us 2.
Boo!
I thought you liked that game, man. I thought you liked that game. You didn't like it?
And then
not The Last of Us 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Why has
they remastered that bad boy, right?
Yeah, because they had to because they know we shouldn't have won. Let's go ahead and make it better.
Oh yeah, 2021 went to It Takes Two, and then 2022 was The Tarnished Fingers and To Be Determined this year, 2023.
Wow, you know what's crazy though? If we look at these nominees for Game of the Year, so we got Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and Legends of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Here's the thing, based off of the trend of the previous Game of the Year awards, I see something happening to us that we're not going to like. I think there's a good chance Alan Wake might be the sleeper that might drop kick us.
Bro, shut up. I don't want to hear it.
No. I don't agree.
Stand by.
Hey, he's on record. He's on record, yo. If it happens.
Stand by. Please, stand by. I'm getting ready to put it full live right now. Just stand by, please. We will get to all this.
Okay. We'll get to this another time.
Thank you.
Just
Vernon, you have me rolling. He went.
Emotional damage.
Hold yourself accountable in your actions.
Emotional damage.
If you have a problem, take it outside. I love Russell Peters, man. He's so good, bro. Russell Peters is the best.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Where's he been though?
Making movies and shows.
Really?
I don't know.
He's been in one movie that I've seen anyway.
Peterson?
Yeah, he's been in one movie, like a new movie. But I have where's he been? 99% uploaded. 99. It's aggressively trying to upload. Whatever you're doing, it's aggressively trying to do it, but it's like 98, 99, 98, 99.
Oh no, it's uploading the video as we're talking right now.
Oh, should we be talking or should we not?
Not yet. Not yet.
He's trying to. So we're recording, but it's not going onto YouTube and Facebook.
Oh, it's supposed to be a live recording?
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh, cool. Interesting.
Do you want to?
That's why.
Brian's trying to resolve whatever screaming was happening.
JJK, she was an emotional. The part that she's
fucking noodles. Fucking noodles.
Yeah, if you overcook the noodles and you give warm broth, that's a problem. Don't overcook your noodles. Right, Spartacus? Don't overcook the damn noodles, Spartacus.
Ooh, I mean, we could talk about you want to talk about cooking anime? Ooh. Oh gosh.
Ooh, Shokugeki no Soma.
Shokugeki, the best cooking anime, top cooking anime ever
And
made.
she gonna bust from the taste of my meat. Man, that episode one where she was about to close down. She was about to close down the episode. She was about to close down Yukihira's shop, and he made her the meatless, thing, and it was all
her clothes
up.
Exploded.
Yeah, she was like, cause she wanted that restaurant shut down, and she took a bite. It was like,
she's like, the meat is so juicy, but what happened to the meat? Oh my god! Yeah, she was.
Oh man,
she was
that's a later.
But what happened? Yeah, the meat is so juicy, but what happened to the meat?
Oh.
I'll clip that out, but it's okay.
What happened to the meat?
All right.
Wow.
Anyway, guys, welcome back to the Narf Zone, where we dive into the latest and greatest in nerd culture. Today, we're going to be starting with the Game of the Year awards, the Game Awards, that is. So, the nominations are currently out, and there are some fierce competitors this year. Some of the big names in the Game of the Year category include Spider-Man 2, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and Baldur's Gate 3. And also making it at the end of the year is Alan Wake 2, the sequel to the popular Alan Wake game of 2010. So, looking at some of these categories, I just want to go through and get you guys' ideas on like who do you think should win. We're going to go ahead and start with Best Audio Design. Now, our nominees right now for this category are Alan Wake 2, Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4. Now, personally, I've only played Marvel Spider-Man 2 in this category.
Same.
I know a lot about the Resident Evil games. I don't know in terms of audio design if that's really even going to be a competition for anyone outside of Resident Evil or maybe Alan Wake 2.
All right, so I've got a question. Because what awards are we talking about? Like, I tried to get prepared. Like, I've been gaming for a good amount of time, but then it's like, all right, let me get prepared for this. And then they're like the Game Developers Choice Awards, the Game Awards, there's so many different awards. It's like the Academy Awards, the Golden Globes, the Emmys, the Grammys. What awards are we even talking about?
Okay, so really what we're talking about is just the Game of the Year Awards.
It's called the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Is what they're called.
The official
Game
Awards.
Don't worry about the British one, mate. Just leave it alone.
You don't have to worry about all the other country ones. Don't get me wrong. Like we'll still see a lot of those ratings, those winners over the years and whatnot. But the one that has been the biggest for the last 10 years now has been known as the Game Awards.
Well, and the problem with that is looking at that. There's a little over 30 categories. So are we going to talk about each and every single one?
No. So we're only going to look at the top 6 categories.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Top 6. But I have my top 6. So
the last 6 that they're going to announce, because whenever they do any kind of game awards or any kind of award ceremony, they go from the ones that are like, okay, nobody really cares too much about this award. Oh, you did something, you were a part of this, I don't know who you are, but good on you, right? So we're going to be looking at the later 6 up to Game of the Year, which is the final award that gets
what I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna let you guys talk, and then when you talk about one of the ones that I care about, or if you leave it out, then I'm gonna throw it in there. So go ahead.
Oh, here we go. But I'm pretty sure. So if you'd like, I'll go ahead and give you a list of the categories that we're going to be looking at. All right. So we have Best Audio Design, Best Score in Music, Best Art Direction,
favorite subject,
Best Narrative, Best Game Direction, and Game of the Year.
Right. Yeah, of
All right.
course.
So we
And
started
that,
with
So
yeah, it's top
okay.
tier.
so we started with best
Does
audio
that
design.
work for you?
Oh,
Does that work for you?
yeah, Matt V. Does
Not
it
really.
work?
Not really. I've got
Not
I got
really.
two. I've got two of the six, so
So
that's
what do you?
cool.
All right.
What else?
Wait,
What else?
All right.
I'm curious. Which
So
one
What
are
else
the
would
two of
you?
your six?
Which one
Wait,
is
I
all right.
want to know. Matt V, what's your two of the six?
My two are the game of the year and best
Mhm.
score in music.
And we already know why he
I
was going
can't.
to
I
pick
can't.
that one.
No, I can't. Hmm. I agree with you on that.
So
But I also do care about best game direction as well.
Yeah.
Because, and here's why. Going back to 2020, there was a game that was above all games, and I felt like its game direction
Here we go.
superseded everyone else.
Here we
Yep.
go.
And it did not win Game of the Year.
oh,
Okay.
Here we go.
brother, I should
We're
have
gonna
saw
get
this
there.
Just hear
But
me
coming.
we're
out.
gonna get there.
But
We're gonna
what
get
it
there later
happened
on.
was it won in another grading. It won Player's Choice.
Because it's a
Game
great
of the Year.
game. Yeah, of course.
But we'll get to that
I'm
later
just
on in the
saying
conversation.
that's why I care about game direction.
Right.
Okay. Let's go to best
I'm
audio
just saying.
design based off of
So-
what we
so,
got,
yeah.
and we can
So
touch that.
based on audio design, I would say it's probably going to have to be Alan Wake or Resident Evil because they have more suspense to them. There's more of a in-depth story.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong. I think that the audio design was great for Spider-Man. The voice of Tony Todd for Venom, bro, top tier.
Mhm.
That
Top
was amazing.
tier.
They assigned some amazing voice actors for that game. So for Spider-Man too.
Yeah.
So,
But the audio design, I agree. I mean, my vote is going to be for Resident Evil. And here's why. It's because they've just had so much time to get it right. You know, the style of game and like the scary moments of how they surprise you. The audio is a very big part of that. I mean, remember on the PlayStation 1, you know, when those dogs came out the window, you know, I mean, the controller jumped out of my hand back then.
by
You know,
itself.
but and that was the audio was probably it was trash then, but then it was top tier. So they've really I don't know, my
I
vote's
think
red.
I think Alan Wake 2, because Alan Wake 2 and Resident Evil are both in like the pretty much a horror genre. It's going to be a toss up because Alan Wake all of a sudden came onto the scene. It's in many different categories as far as being nominated, and here we are with Resident Evil, and this is a remake. This is a remake. So you know what? They've tried what they've tried, and now here they are again doing what they do best. And also, big shouts to Capcom. We love them, Street Fighter and everything.
Mhm.
It's going to be an interesting battle, so to speak. So if I had to put money on anything, it'd either be Alan Wake 2 or Resident Evil. But then I'm sleeping on Dead Space. My bad, because that's actually a pretty scary ass game. To the point where I wouldn't play it.
Hi-Fi Rush. I don't know anything about Hi-Fi Rush, so I'm probably just going to say that that's not going to win.
It's nothing special. It's not going to win.
Yeah.
Is that like a music
Okay,
game?
so-
Is that a beat game? What is that? Hi-Fi Rush. Anybody?
I mean, that's what
So-
it sounds like. That sounds
so-
like, like Gravity Rush with music.
It's
So-
an upbeat game that generally you come around, you run around with a guy that's made out of speakers, and
Ooh.
it's all colorful. That's basically what it
Okay.
is.
I got a question. So when we're talking about this particular category, what are we looking for specifically? This personal question before I add what I'm going to add.
I think that we're looking. Well, I mean, Nas, if you let me jump in, I think we're looking for like the whole the immersiveness of a game when you hear it sonically. You know, because when you
Correct.
listen to something, you want to be sucked in based off of what you're hearing. You want to hear that. I think it's called
Correct.
spatial audio. Like you hear something way in the back, and all of a sudden it's on top of you, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, okay.
Correct.
So not like the feeling you got when you first played Sonic, but more of like the first time you played Resident. All right, I'm showing my age.
exactly.
Right.
But
Yeah,
the first time you played
The
Resident
reason-
Evil,
right.
Look, if
Okay.
you're a gamer and you haven't played a Sonic game, what are you doing with your life?
Thank you.
Exactly.
but
I think
So, I mean, the thing is, out of the categories that are present, 3 of them are scary, kind of horror games, right?
Right.
And it's
Right.
for a reason.
Mm.
The reason is exactly what Proper Chill is talking about: the immersion, the feeling that you get when these weird lurky sounds coming from the sides, or when you walk up in an area and the zombies are slowly approaching, and like that being in your headphone or whatever have you. and they're right on, and you're like shooting the shotgun, and they try to get at you. Like that's big time stuff. You know, if
But
you
I
get
hate
caught
I
by,
hate
like,
this
someone's like,
category.
oh snap! You know,
But I hate this category though. But
Why
I
do you
hate
hate
this
this
category
category?
because I mean I get it, but there's a clear winner. There's a clear winner in it. It's not a competition, and it's kind of annoying. So I don't know.
Okay. To your
Interesting.
point, I want to know what's a clear winner, because to me, okay, with best audio design, obviously, if something is very submersive and pulls you in, we're not talking about best soundtrack, because like somebody mentioned, if you listen to Sonic the Hedgehog and the soundtrack's on there, it's dope. You get pulled in. If it was a soundtrack situation, I could probably see Hi-Fi Rush possibly winning because it sounds great, maybe, but I don't know what it sounds like because I haven't played the game. But my bet's on any like movie based game, like movie type game that you play through.
But maybe it's not my type of game. Maybe that's not the type of game I'm looking to play, and I want more of the story, and I don't need the sound effects to it helps, but that's not what carries the game. They should get credit for the work that they do, but I don't feel like this is something that's worth discussing.
Hold
That
on,
people want to.
but it's more than sound effects. It's more than the door.
Is it
opening.
though?
Yeah,
Isn't it though?
It's levels to that. Best audio design. Like
It's
if
immersiveness.
somebody's speaking, if the narrator is speaking and it doesn't pull you in, why do you play it? It's kind of like why we love God of War.
Okay, I get it. I get what you're saying. Just like I said, I get what you're saying. But is this something that we need to be like? It's a game. If we're like, this can lead to my picks. For let me just go ahead and throw them out there. My six categories: Game of the Year, the best RPG, the best multiplayer, the best fighting, the best score and music, and the best sports / racing. That's what those
so
we're talking about.
Here's the problem with that is that not everybody plays RPGs and nobody plays sports.
Hold on. What was that?
Not everybody plays sports and not everybody plays RPGs.
Well, what? What are you talking about?
What is Ghost of Tsushima?
What does that even
What is
mean?
Ghost of Tsushima? That is an RPG. That's an action RPG. What are you talking about?
I would
Ghost of
agree.
Tsushima,
Is it
Final
action or-
Fantasy.
What are
So
you
I would
talking about?
have to say the three. I would say the three top genres of games are first-person shooters, RPGs, and sports games.
FPS shooters, RPGs.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down.
By far.
Right.
I'm not saying that a lot of people play them. He's saying that his top reason or his top six that should be graded by is including those. And
No, not graded by. Those are my six worth talking about. Like, those are what you want to talk about, and it hits everything that you want to talk. That hits.
I'm sorry.
That hits everything that you want to. That hits everything that you feel that you should have in a game. You have the biggest types of games that are being played, and then you got everything that you want from the game.
Gave me chills. Yo, so let me ask you though, and this is rhetorical. This is like a rhetorical question though. There's certain elements that make up the game of the year, right? And it's not necessarily just like best like genre of game, so to speak, because ultimately the specific genre of the game is going to end up being game of the year. But there's a lot of piece: art direction, music, narration, score, and music, like you said. Best audio design doesn't seem like it make any sense, but it's a part of it. So I think a lot of these things that are mentioned all equal game of the year. That's why, just to kind of jump ahead, Alan Wake is in the majority of these categories, not to mention Mario and Zelda, Legend of Zelda. You know what I'm saying? Because it these are all the things that matter. These are all the spices. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so if Alan wins, will the world blow up? I think it will.
Probably.
I think it will.
Probably.
If Alan Wake wins, the world will explode. So, okay,
I
try
think
that.
Alan Wake
Try that, world. Try
in
it.
2020.
I don't know. I was gonna say I don't think it would explode, but it's for a reason that we'll talk about a little bit later on.
Yes, metaphorically. Okay. All right. So for that section, so we all got our entries, or
yeah, I mean, I'd personally say it's probably going to be Resident Evil on that one.
Okay.
Yep. Same. Yeah.
But
I
if you
could
want to
see
go
that.
more in depth and
CJ,
Hi-Fi
just a
Rush,
reminder. Oh, never
we
mind.
can.
Never mind.
Yeah, what's up at Hi-Fi?
Hi-Fi
What's the
Rush,
deal with
Hi-Fi
Rush?
Rush is similar to Persona 5 artwork and everything,
Hmm.
and it's rhythm based. It's an action game, so like I said earlier, but the crowd didn't hear me. But it's basically a guy running around with his allies going against this robotic boss.
Hmm.
Hey, if you want to see know more about Persona, watch the anime.
I agree with that.
The anime based
Okay.
off the game,
Anime based off the game,
just like
or is it
what was
vice
that?
versa?
Nope, it's anime based
No,
off a
it's
game.
anime
Same
based
thing
Oh.
as Danganronpa,
Mm-hmm.
Angels of Death, and God Eater.
All
Yeah.
good anime.
Very
All
good.
good
Wow.
anime based
Man,
off a video
the
game,
biggest
not based
sword
off
of
an anime.
all
Okay.
time, yo. I mean,
Wow.
that man,
Wow.
the biggest sword of all time.
Now, Vern, Mad V, if you'd like to bring up one of your categories, I'm actually interested in some of the categories that you mentioned.
Me
Well,
too.
RPG. All I care about is RPGs. RPG is my story because if like
So
I've
go
gotten
with
to a
best
point.
RPG. Let's go with best RPG because
Best
I think we all have some skin in the game on that one.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. Okay,
yeah.
let's do it.
So who are the nominees?
I've got my winners. I don't have the list. Who's got the list?
Okay, so the nominees that are up for Best RPG for Game of the Year awards is Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16,
Yes.
Lies of P,
Oh,
Sea
God.
of Stars, and Starfield.
So,
wow.
I
I'll
already got
start.
mine to pick.
I've already got mines for this. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to take that one.
100%.
Wow.
Justin's getting really excited.
I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to take that one. Although I purchased the game, I've got it on PC, and it was confusing as heck for someone that's new to Baldur's Gate. It doesn't transition new players in very well at all. But their following is so huge that like them not winning, if they don't win an award, I think the world will explode. There's a lot of world exploding in this episode.
Yeah, I realized
a
that.
lot of world exploding.
You know what though? It's funny. While Baldur's Gate 3 is a nice game and all, right? I think the fan base behind Final Fantasy is actually much larger. And I don't think
I don't
it's speaking
know.
out of turn. It just is.
I don't know.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Because
I mean,
we're talking about.
I'll
All right.
I'll wait my turn, sir.
Stand
No,
by.
listen. Go. We standing by?
One
It's because-
one person.
The reason why I say this is because you think of
He's on
it's
Baldur's
not
Gate.
only just Baldur's Gate. It is all of D&D as well. So you got to think about that in there.
So okay. So this the one thing that I agree with you as far as like D&D following and people loving Baldur's Gate. It's strategy game completely, and role playing games, RPGs are strategy games. Completely 110% understand. Here is where it loses and where Final Fantasy gets a trump is the story. The in-depth of Final Fantasy, specifically 16, and here's why. Snarf. 16 digs into a lot of the lore of previous Final Fantasies where it has people scratching their head like, yo, is this how? And that question mark, the story of Final Fantasy 16 is deep.
Immersive.
Okay, before I hand this off to Justin to completely crush all of your hopes and dreams, honorable mention the upcoming tabletop tavern coming in 2024.
Big ups.
So, Justin, all to you.
All right, so
I'm ready for the meteor.
Oh, so
I'm going to So the reason why I'm going to, well, actually, you on that, Matt. I don't even have to put on the glasses because I
Yes,
already. is because Baldur's Gate is a part of D&D lore as well. So they have the whole D&D and books and everything already in its own whole campaign. So they threw that in there, so you're also playing inside of the D&D world. So they can expand off of that, as well as, Naz, I see you scratching your head over the whole game. Beat the game. 100% it. Then talk.
Oh,
Talk to the Final Fantasy fan base.
yeah,
Ha-
yeah.
Right.
The Final Fantasy
That's the thing.
fan base
I mean,
that's been around longer than
Way
Baldur's
longer.
Gate, that has had way more games than Baldur's Gate,
Way
has
more.
gone so immersive to the point that it puts the gameplay of Baldur's Gate 3 to
To
shame.
shame.
Can I ask a question here? Now I'm going to retort with how many endings are there to Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy game? How many endings are there?
Let's see, how many Final Fantasy games are there?
Yeah,
Because
all
it's a different
All
story
right,
every
no.
time.
All right, we could play that. We could play. You can act like you don't know what I'm asking.
I know
Justin,
what you're asking. It's only one
I know what you're
ending.
asking.
It's one ending for this game.
Flashmaster.
Hold on.
How many endings are there to Baldur's Gate 3?
There are 17,000 different endings to Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm telling you right
what are
now.
we talking about?
I'm telling you right now. In a couple days, when these awards happen, you're going to be feeling like I felt last year,
Mm-hmm.
and how Matt
So-
felt the year before.
So let
or 2
me
years
just ask you
before.
something, Justin. Flashmaster. Let me ask you something.
Yo, he's rocking harder, baby.
Do you
Yeah.
think? So look, here's the thing. Do you think? Well, actually, let me ask Mad V as well. Do you think that for a best RPG or anything in a certain regime, does music and other like critical stuff within a game make it being the best RPG? Meaning, basically, what I'm
Yes.
saying is, does graphics and music
Yes.
and that all
It
comes
can.
into play? Okay,
It
well,
absolutely can. Absolutely, yes.
I would definitely say that Final Fantasy 16 will, for one, win a few music awards for one, but
Absolutely.
I think that adds into it being the best RPG. I think I don't see anybody passing that.
It is one of the best RPG franchises in history.
In his
So why are you talking about the past? Why are we talking about what they accomplished in the past?
It's still current. What are you talking about?
Because 16 incorporates
this year.
every single other Final Fantasy. That's what I'm trying
Everyone
to say.
complain.
Hold on,
you
not
got-
only that, like you have like Final Fantasy has been going on for so long, and just in this year, Final Fantasy 16 like completely did a 180 on how they typically do their games. Like the franchise is just way too big.
Yeah, they did the Devil
fan
May
base
Cry
is
approach.
way too big. Like
Hey.
Final Fantasy 14, our boy Joe has been playing Final Fantasy 14 for how long?
He's still playing it. Like he's probably
years.
playing it
For
right
6
now.
years. The game
Can
came
I
out.
can I say
Can I say one?
Hmm.
Right, this is my trump card. Right, we have read off the nominations for Game of the Year. What do you not hear on that?
We didn't expect it for Game of the Year.
Yeah, not at
Best
all.
RPG,
Not at
best
all.
RPG.
Yeah, no, but we didn't expect it for Game of the Year. We're not talking best Game of the year.
We're talking best RPG.
RPG specifically.
Oh,
Right.
RPG.
I see
Yeah.
Flashmaster's point. Flashmaster's saying that because it's up there for Game of the Year, that as a top shelf, nominee, that why shouldn't it also then trump?
No,
16?
Baldur's
Because
Gate.
16
No.
Baldur's Gate is an RPG, isn't it?
It is. No.
That's what he's
also
saying.
up there for Game of the
To
Year.
Flashmaster's point, I get what
It's
he's saying.
okay.
He's also up for Game of the Year. So
Listen,
I get your point. But here's the thing: Final Fantasy 16 wasn't going for that. So I'm gonna give you a sliver. Yo, Mad V, I'm gonna give you a little taste of sashimi real quick. So
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7. You played this game. I know because I was at your house as a little kid hanging out with your brothers. Now check this out. Aerith. Who is she? Who's Aerith?
We know Aerith. Yeah.
Exactly.
Rest
Aerith
in
is
peace.
a Cetra. Yes, she's a Cetra, right? And she comes from a different planet. Okay, Final Fantasy 16 leaves you with the little drop of, you wonder, could Aerith be from this generation of people that are in this game? Also, Genova.
Genova.
Whoa, take it easy.
Genova, she and the antagonists in the game are almost of the same kind. They don't say it specifically, but the game drops enough where you put it together. Also, Final Fantasy 16 drops right into Final Fantasy 2, which explains why magic has disappeared and it's not around.
That's awesome.
That much
That's
anymore.
cool. I'm glad. That's a cool story. That's an awesome story.
It should.
We talked about this. We talked about. It's funny because we talked about this.
Hate.
We talked about this and the disappointment in the game, and now we're recording, and now it's a best RPG. What is going on right now?
For the year?
What is this
For the
turncoat?
Hey, Mad V.
Come on.
Mad V.
This is turncoat.
What is this?
What's probably going to happen is this, right? Because you see, the thing is, we're not putting respect on Lies of P, because I don't know if you guys even tried that game out, but it's a pretty beautiful game.
I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I don't know enough about the game. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be based on, like, a lot of the elements in that game is based off of, like, I guess it was Pinocchio and a couple other things. Like, it was very interesting how they wrote this story. Will it be RPG of the year? I don't know. But based off of the debate that you guys are having between Baldur's Gate and Final Fantasy, the latest Final Fantasy, I think that Final Fantasy might just take the best RPG. But then, listen, that doesn't mean that Baldur's Gate is not out of the running for Game of the Year. Get what I'm saying?
Yo, watch Sea of Stars take it. But anybody who doesn't know Sea of Stars.
But that's another conversation though. Sea of Stars, from what I heard, that's a massive multiplayer, right? Nas, that's a massive multiplayer. Sea of Stars or Starfield rather.
Starfield, yeah.
Starfield, that's a massive multiplayer. Sea of Stars is a JRPG,
and
there's
the graphics
that might go
older,
in there. But I don't see Sea of Stars. I don't see.
No,
it.
I was just kidding. Yeah, no, I don't think it is. But
remember last year, God of War won a lot of different titles, but didn't win the main one that counted.
Yeah, so Baldur's Gate might be that one that won a lot of titles, but not win Game of the Year.
Right.
All right, so I guess the next topic is Game of the Year then, huh? Before we
not yet. Slow down.
Chill out.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
We trying to hang out.
Let's go to another category that you were very interested in: best score and music.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Now you'll have to rep that Final Fantasy 16.
So hold on. Let me give the nominees first.
Okay.
The nominees for this category are, again, Alan Wake 2, which we'll get to that in a minute. I've got things to say about Alan Wake 2. Baldur's Gate 3.
No.
Final Fantasy 16. Hi-Fi Rush. And The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
Alan Wake 2 is nominated for way too many titles for a game that literally just came out. They're basically putting it up there for the nostalgia factor for anybody they may have played the 2010 game.
Yeah.
Oh, kind of like Ghost of Tsushima?
No.
Oh, interesting.
No, there was no nostalgia. There was no nostalgia.
But it was kind of like a
But again, we'll get there.
I can't.
No, because literally, Alan Wake 2 is literally going off of nothing but nostalgia. It was put up there before the game, like the nominees were out before the game released.
Okay.
Ghost of Tsushima was released before the nominees were released.
Yeah.
And Ghost of Tsushima didn't win. So
let me know when I can talk. So you guys go ahead and let me know when it's my turn.
I think it's your turn. Your turn.
So I gave you I'm not giving you RPG for Baldur's Gate 3, but I will give you score and music for Final Fantasy 16. Like, because Final Fantasy 16 has been consistent with their hitting the mood and the music at the key moments of the games for the past 30 years.
Yeah,
So,
you can literally go back and listen to any Final Fantasy soundtrack and enjoy it. Any of them.
And this is an honorable mention for me because I'm one of those weirdos that used to buy the CDs and the musical scores of movies and games. Legend of Dragoon. So that's just an honorable mention. Yeah. So Final Fantasy 16 wins there. I'll let y'all have it.
Yeah, I do love the Legend of Zelda's music. Like any of the Legend of Zelda games, music has been really decent.
Yeah,
but I don't think anything's holding a candle to Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, they
sadly.
Yeah. And like you, Matt V, I still own the Final Fantasy Anthology double disc set.
Nice,
very beautiful score.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Really
and as
good.
I said,
tears.
What
are you gonna say, Flash?
As well, but I already know Final Fantasy 16 stuff is amazing. I'm giving it its due credit. You calm down.
You know, there was this J. Cole song that came out on his KOD album. It was it wasn't on KOD. It was on Forest Hills Drive, right? GOTF or GOTD?
GOMD.
Oh yeah, GOMD. My bad. Yeah.
GOMD. All right, well played. Whoa! Well played, my friend. Well played, my friend. Well played.
All right, you got another category for us, Mavi?
Let's see. Look at best multiplayer.
Ooh, good one.
Like the world. That's where it's at. I've dropped off of MMOs, but the world is playing MMOs. But I heard Diablo 4 is a whole problem.
Okay, that one. So nominees for this category for best multiplayer game: Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Let me just comment on something because that threw me off. Okay, I can see Baldur's Gate, I can see Diablo, Party Animals, yes, Mario Wonder, of course. Multiplayer games, Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, Street Fighter hasn't had a good run at games in the last
20 years?
Maybe like 2 titles. No. I'd say that like
5 and 6 were
5 and 6 were nah. Like the graphics look great in 6, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, oh god, I mean, if
I
you're
put
a
Tekken up there
fan,
before I put Street Fighter,
bruh.
And I don't even play Tekken.
You don't play Tekken, and I know Tekken 8 is coming soon, so it's gonna hopefully be fighting game of the year for 2024. We ain't going that far, but
put a pin in that.
Put a pin. We'll put a pin. But as far as Street Fighter 6 being a nominee for best multiplayer, that blows my mind because I don't see it. It's only a 2-player game, unless you're talking dramatic battle. But the best game that had dramatic battle, as far as Street Fighter is concerned, was Street Fighter Alpha 3.
Now, if I may, be a Flash master for a moment, because you see what he just put up on his TV right now.
What a troll!
Baldur's Gate 3. I think this is honestly going to come down to, again, I didn't play Diablo 4. I never really got into the Diablo series. I know it is a very big multiplayer game. It's like a top down, right?
Yeah, it's like a isometrical situation.
Yeah. So I don't doubt that it has a good multiplayer, but Mario Bros. It's Mario.
It's Mario.
Really?
It's Mario.
It's Mario. 4 players.
And then Baldur's Gate 3. The reason I put Baldur's Gate 3 up there, and it will probably win, not only does it have the online factor, they included couch gaming.
Yeah, you can play with somebody right next to you. I do.
We don't have couch gaming games anymore. You don't have any game that you could really sit down with people, except for fighters and sports games.
Yeah,
there's no game that you could really.
Yeah, that's
so. So my question is the Diablo following hype a myth? Is it, or is it just not enough to get it this win?
I heard the game is top tier. Like I've never heard one bad thing about any Diablo game.
Yeah, like quite a few of my friends right now are playing Diablo 4 on the PlayStation, and they're hooked. Like I'm surprised they're not playing Baldur's Gate 3, but I'm torn because Flashmaster and Nas have said, "Yo, Brian, you got to jump on Baldur's Gate 3. You got to buy that." Meanwhile, I'm stuck on another multiplayer game.
I'm curious though, but this is not leading into the next conversation. But this is not leading into the game of the year. I'm staying away from game of the year, but Baldur's Gate is not in that conversation. So why would it be in this conversation?
Because you can play
what do you mean? It is a nominee.
It's a
nominee.
What conversation?
It's not really in the conversation of game of the year. In my opinion,
we're talking about you're getting too far ahead of yourself.
I'm trying not to, but you guys are talking about the best multiplayer.
Best multiplayer.
But when you say best, you think of like, and if you put it in every category, then you have to mention it on the levels of like, all right, best game, or best RPG, or best. All right, well, if you're everywhere and you don't belong here, you don't belong here, you don't belong here.
I get that, and I get that. But we're talking about this year's nominees for best multiplayer. We're talking about what's in front of us, not what is hypothetical. Like, because we could absolutely sit there and say, man, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 could be up there because it's a Call of Duty game for sure. Like, we could put any multiplayer up there. Unfortunately, we didn't get the option of all the nominees that are here. Mm-hmm. So we're just talking about what nominees here. We of the nominees here, what would we pick?
All right, so you guys make your choice from the list and then pick who you feel got left off. Because I know plenty of people that are playing MMOs that are like, I play this every day.
But this is not. I don't think this is a massive multiplayer topic. This is. Isn't it like an best MMO?
Best multiplayer.
Just best multiplayer.
Yeah,
not MMO.
Yeah, there's an MMO.
So Matt, just to give you an idea, there's a continuous multiplayer or continuous MMO award. So I think Final Fantasy 14 won it last year. I think Fortnite won it a few times years previous for ongoing MMO. Well, isn't that a category?
Is that an award? Is that a category?
Ongoing MMO, yeah.
Ongoing MMO, yeah.
Right. So, and that's what I'm saying.
Everything that's on that list has been ongoing for years. Like I said, Final Fantasy 14 came out in 2015 on the PlayStation 3.
Right. And that's what I was trying to say for Mad V. When you're saying, when you say the best, I can see why you'd be upset because there are other RPGs that are out there that are, it's like, oh snap, but they can't continue to come into this category because this is for the new games of 2023. The ongoing MMO, it has its own entity, if that makes any sense.
That's nonsense.
You get what I'm saying?
That's nonsense. That means that only indie games should be in every category. That's nonsense.
I mean, listen, if they have the
nominees, Mavi.
What's that?
You want to go over the nominees for best ongoing game?
Wait. No. Before we go there, let's finish up this one really quick with Baldur's Gate, Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6 that doesn't belong there in my opinion. And granted, I love Capcom. Don't get me wrong. And Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I'll give my.
I'm going Mario Wonder.
I'm going Mario Wonder with an honorable mention of Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm going Baldur's Gate 3 with an honorable mention of Mario Wonder.
Oh,
I agree.
Giggity.
I hope Diablo 4 wins and I can come back.
Yeah, I like I'm not going to be mad at it.
I'm not going to be mad if Diablo 4 wins.
Yeah, if Diablo 4 wins, like I said, I never played any of the games. I've heard a lot about them, but it's never been a game for me, so I don't know. I can't speak on it.
It is fun. It is fun.
I'm gonna go with Super Mario winning and then honorable mention
Baldur's Gate 3 over Diablo.
Hold on. CJ first.
If I had a choice, between Diablo and Baldur's Gate, I would by watching both gameplays, I'd rather play Baldur's Gate.
Spartacus.
Yeah, I mean, I'm picking Super Mario to win first, and then honorable mention Baldur's Gate.
Flashmaster.
Come on.
We already know. He's gonna look. He's gonna pick Baldur's Gate for every category, even if Baldur's Gate isn't a nominee.
No.
All right, best
Best racing game, Baldur's
In
Gate.
2020 with Ghost of Tsushima, like everything, I was just Jin Sakai. Listen.
All right, best fight.
I was about to say, I like Spider-Man 2 as well. Like Spider-Man 2 is right up there with Baldur's Gate. But yeah, I'll leave that for
game of the year.
That's game of the year. So put a pin in that. Best fighting game.
Here we go. I'll read the nominees if you don't mind. So we got this game called God of Rock, Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, Pocket Bravery, and Street Fighter 6.
I haven't played.
Where's Tekken?
That's my That's my thing. I thought that Tekken 7 would have actually made this, but the reason why I don't think it makes Game of the Year is because this game has been out. Tekken 7 has been out for what? I want to say 3 years.
You mean best fighting game? Best fighting game.
Best fighting game. Yeah.
Best fighting game. Yeah, I think it has been out for what, 3 years.
No, Tekken 8 didn't Tekken 8 just come out?
Tekken 8 comes out on my birthday. It comes out.
Oh, it's not out yet.
That's why.
I thought it came out already.
Because I was
Tekken
like,
7 is the
lose
one.
to Pocket
Then it better
Bravery.
win next year. It better win next year. Then.
Tekken better win next year. So, God, Mortal Kombat 1. A lot of my homies, big up Coins of Scamming. They've been having tournaments in Mortal Kombat 1 all over the darn place. And Street Fighter 6 is there.
Really
a lot of friends have been doing cosplay from Street Fighter 6. But is it the best fighting game? That's arguable.
Yo,
come on.
Three of these nominees, I just think are just absolutely like just boo boo. What is Nickelodeon? Yo, look at Garfield, son. Yo, Garfield got the hands up like he's actually going to hit somebody hard. And then SpongeBob, yo, with April O'Neil, yo, why? This is
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Nickelodeon All-Star. I played the first one. It's actually pretty damn fun.
I know. I played it, but yo, when you think about game, we're talking about best fighting game. I'm sorry, man.
I don't know if many other fighting games came out this year.
Mortal Kombat 1. I'd say MK1. MK1's gonna win.
I think
MK1 down, like it's not even fun.
It's not even close.
No,
it's
not
close, yo.
And
MK1's gonna absolutely wreck
into switching up the story too. Like the fact that now you have the sun god Liu Kang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's dope. Like, I'm sorry, man. It's really, I don't know what God of Rock is, but it's gonna end up taking a back seat.
That's interesting that you guys think that.
Pocket Bravery.
Yeah, this is he.
So here's
plays that.
CJ,
I mean, it sounds like a mobile game to me. Pocket
Brave. Look at this is the issue that I have with a lot of games, right? Especially and you know what? Listen, I'm not trying to downplay a lot of the indie games that are out there, but there's some great indie games. But this right here, it looks like, man, it looks bootleg.
It is what it is.
Mad bootleg.
Yo.
But it's interesting that I think that you guys care about the story now. Now you're just like, oh, the story. And they had a good story over the time. Shut up.
No, we can't.
Now
No.
the story matters.
No, Street Fighter doesn't have a good story.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
What are you talking about? Who said that?
Well, I mean, we were talking about. I mean, I'm just saying we were talking about RPGs, and then you guys were talking about. All right, I'm sorry, not to bring back old stuff.
Like, bro,
why are you talking about old stuff?
Time out. Bad V, do you need to talk about it?
It's okay. It's all right.
You
want to talk about your feelings?
I've got a guy. I'll talk to him.
Wouldn't it be funny?
You're still on RPG, and we're like 3 categories.
Yeah.
It'd be now you want to talk about the story. Well, not Final Fantasy, but Mortal Kombat. And Mortal Kombat's story's been great for all this time. So come on. All right.
No. Okay.
I think it's gonna win, but that's I'm just saying.
All
Sorry.
right. So I'm going to give you some homework, Mad V, if you choose to accept the challenge. Just watch the little movies and cutscenes for the last Mortal Kombat, and then watch the trailers for this.
I am an adult. You don't assign me
sure?
homework. I am an adult.
I didn't realize. I didn't.
I'm pretty
hold
sure
on
I
a
signed
second.
homework.
Yeah, right.
I am an adult.
But on the real though, like check out the trailer for Mortal Kombat 1 and also some of the gameplay and how they do the story, right? Because sometimes you play a fighting game and the story's like, oh shoot, because Tekken 7 did it for me because it didn't allow you to just play one character. It allows you to play multiple characters.
So if we just even shy away from the story mode and we just talk about fighting games in general, it's Mortal Kombat.
Like, no question.
In general,
it's one of the top gaming franchises, fighting game franchises ever. And they've always been somewhat advanced. The only time I'd say Mortal Kombat really pissed me off was Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Oh.
Like that was garbage.
But I had fun playing it though.
Can we just go over?
It would have been great, but it wasn't.
Yeah. Best fighting game right now is Mortal Kombat 1, hands down. The gameplay is great. Street Fighter 6 would be an honorable mention for me because I did enjoy playing other people. What ticked me off though is that there's an easy mode for the game. Like when you're playing somebody else, you can set the settings to automatic or custom. I forget what that mode was, but it pretty much basically you could button mash 3 buttons and it'll do the special moves. I'm like, oh shoot,
what that sounds like? What that sounds like? Remember years ago in Madden, whenever they did this thing where if you're not a good player, like you would do the tutorial in the beginning and it would judge how well you are, and then the computer would assist you on the other half that you're not good at.
Oh, wow.
That's what that sounds
like. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of people that don't fully invest all of their time in games. So now at the beginning of RPGs, they ask you, do you want to, how do you want to play this game? Do you want to play the level of difficulty?
Yeah.
Sure. So let's let other people play the game too, please.
But okay, so let me just hold on.
That's what ranked mode is for.
Yes.
Well, also check this out. Well, actually, in Final Fantasy 16, they have, in case for people like that, they're like, this is hard, I'm struggling. They give you these items, so in case you see an enemy about to attack, it will give you a notification like, hey, buddy, you're about to get smacked. Hit the circle button. And it gives you a small window to evade, right? So, but what it does is, this is what they did. They're like, okay, because you've taken up these item slots because you're so bad at this game, you can't get anything else cool to boost your stats because you need this to actually fight normal. So they switched it out. You know what I mean? Where you get to a point where you can remove those items and then you'll have to go and fight on your own. It forces you.
Well, actually, every game does this.
Almost.
Pretty much every game does this. Every game that you buy now has a level that it's not for. There's the people that want to platinum the games, and then there's the people that want to enjoy the game.
Does Elden Ring allow you to enjoy the game?
You can't beat Final Fantasy 16 with those wax scrubby items. You can only get so far.
So you can't beat the game?
No. Because Ultimisia is gonna have that.
Can somebody fact? I need that fact check.
Ultimisia is gonna get it.
I need that fact check.
I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy.
Ultimate just gonna be like.
I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy doesn't have a mode that you can pick. I think you just play one mode. Same thing with Hogwarts Legacy.
That's not true. That's not true because I got the trial and you can do that. So if you got I got the free trial and you can change the level at the beginning of the game.
Does Elden Ring allow you to do this? Anybody who plays Elden Ring, does that give you an easy mode?
How about Sekiro, Vern?
All right, come on. All right, you guys are bringing back. You guys are triggered.
You have died.
You guys die.
I promise you that Hogwarts Legacy does not do any kind of level.
All right, you guys are triggering traumas from previous
Tears
games.
of the Kingdom.
All right,
Tears of the Kingdom. One
I've
game
got-
mode.
I've got games that I played where they're just like, all right, this is not for you. I'm not going to help you anymore. You do not need to be
like
playing this game.
Neo doesn't have an easy mode.
Neo 2,
Yeah.
trauma.
Neo
All right,
doesn't-
okay. All right, I'm wrong. One time I'll say it.
Yeah, so everybody out there who's actually just
Said
joining
it
us
3
now,
times,
make
though.
sure that you guys actually like and subscribe and follow us, and also be interactive in our live Facebook.
No, we're not done. We got the game of
We're
the
not
year.
done.
No, I know we're not done, but some
He's
of my
just-
friends
he's
just
just plugging.
joined. I'm plugging.
Bro, just
Cool
come on,
it,
man.
cool it.
Oh,
man.
Otherwise,
Let him
I'm
go.
going to purchase Pocket Bravery for
Learn.
you.
Let him go again. Let him go. My bad.
No, you good, brother. You good. You
It
good.
already happened. Live.
It
and in
already
color.
happened. Live
Oh.
and color. We are
Oh.
here, bearded and all.
Oh, we're
Everybody's
live?
seeing you. Yes.
Oh. Hey,
Hey,
hi.
welcome to the party.
Wow. For the last hour, we've been live.
Yeah.
Live? What?
Guys, we have a lot of fun.
What's
This is
going
what
on
happens
over
when
there?
I do a review. Oh
Man.
shoot. Yeah,
Oh,
man.
God.
So
Romance
should we jump
competitors.
anyways, somebody was saying something about Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, Texas.
Yep.
Was that you, Nas?
I played the first one. It was really fun.
It's funny
What?
because I
What
would
is
get
it?
it because the Ninja Turtles are in it.
Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Garfield and
It's
friends.
it's like a Super Smash Bros with Nickelodeon characters.
Yeah.
Yes.
But a little bit more difficult controls. It's
Yeah.
not as easy to figure out the controls as it is Super Smash Bros.
Hmm.
But there was another one that came out, Cartoon
The
Network.
Cartoon Network one.
The-
That
yeah,
one was
that
fun.
one.
That one was fun.
The Multiverses. That's what it was
Multiverse.
called. Multiverses.
Yo.
And
That was
Did they-
not.
fun.
No.
Did they have Johnny Quest?
No.
bro,
No.
they had everybody from Cartoon
They had
Network.
Tag
No.
Mini and
No.
Devil.
Nope.
Like-
Nope. No. That game was bad. That game was bad. That game was
No, it was
horrible.
not.
They gave it as it was a free trial for PlayStation, and it was horrible. That game was so
no, it was a
bad.
free
It's not a
game.
free
They
trial,
put
it's a
LeBron
free
James
play
in.
game.
It kept glitching because they kept on trying to make it a playable game. It was so bad that they just like, all right, nothing. Just go ahead.
Bro,
It
you
wasn't
must
a
have
good
bad
game.
internet
Don't
to have
recommend
that
it.
game.
Don't recommend that game to
Dang,
people.
dang, dang, dang,
Don't-
dang, dang.
Don't recommend
Hey,
that game
it's
to
1v5.
people.
It's 1v5 here.
The turkey in the stove.
1v5madv.com.
Don't recommend that game.
Okay, so can we move on to best action adventure game? Can we do that?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's
Ooh,
push the envelope.
Okay. Okay, let me look.
Shout out
Oh,
to
yo,
Kingdom
man,
Hearts.
Nas is right, man. Yo, Alan Wake 2 is in everything.
Everything.
Why?
And it's like it just came out. Like
Yo.
there's been so much hype around the game because of the one that came out in 2010. And it's like, but we haven't seen the game at all.
Is this
So,
action
we haven't
adventure or
gotten
this
the
action
chance to
game?
play the game.
Yeah, best action
Action
slash
adventure.
adventure game. Yo,
Okay, good.
I'm actually torn. I'm really torn. So you have Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor,
Jedi Survivor.
and Tears of the Kingdom.
Tough.
Yo, this is
Tough.
tough. Yo, that's
Ooh.
tough, B.
This is a really good category.
You know what? I think this category might be better than Game of the Year
Game of the year,
category.
right?
Yeah.
Yo, this is hard, man. I really don't know. I don't know who could take it. Oh man.
Because you got such a oh my god, you have massive followers in specific genres here. You have
Oh yeah.
we have Marvel, Spider-Man.
Mhm.
You know there's tons of people behind that. Star Wars,
Mhm.
forget about it. We've had enough conversations on Nerd or Nothing about Star Wars itself.
Mhm.
Legends of Zelda. To all the followers, you know what
Yeah.
it was.
Mhm.
No, it still is,
Right.
in my opinion. You know, gosh.
No, it is.
But-
Yeah. I mean, it's in there for a category. So okay, let's talk about this. So the criteria for best action adventure is combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving.
Mm.
Okay. That's what makes like a best action adventure. So like Tomb Raider, right? So Tomb Raider was like a puzzle action,
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed,
I mean, if we're talking puzzle solving and whatnot,
Legend of Zelda.
Tears of the Kingdom. Yes.
Legend of
easily.
Zelda.
Oh yeah. Okay, so puzzle solving, I agree with you. Tears of the Kingdom,
But then like so much
combat.
like it's open combat. It's free open combat, and your combat style changes depending on what weapons you're holding, what gear you might have on. Like
yeah, but the fluidity, I've heard Joe sent me like a 15-minute video of. I asked him. I said, "Hey, can you show me the combat system to Jedi Survivor?" And he sent me a 15-minute video.
I saw that same video.
And the way that you can switch modes and fighting styles on how you fight different, it's incredible. I've never seen such a fluid.
It reminds me of
system.
Devil May Cry. It's very like I love Devil May Cry. Like that's a smooth ass game.
Oh yeah.
But that Jedi Survivor kind of reminds me of that. However, based off of what you read, as far as like the description of this category, I have to put all the marbles into Legend of Zelda because the puzzle, especially with the building system in that game, bruh, the things you can create in order to solve a situation, that's the game right there.
But you got Ian. Wow. You got Ian from Shameless. You got Ian playing Cal in Jedi Survivor.
Don't get me wrong. His role as Cal Kestis,
wonderful.
He blew that out the water.
Kicked ass.
Really I played the first one. You guys recommended.
Yeah. No,
you guys recommended the first game to me, and I played the first one, and it was phenomenal. The story was absolutely phenomenal. I could only guess what the Survivor. 2 games later, I could only guess what Survivor is like. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with that one.
I mean, like we said, it's a very tough category. It is a very tough category.
Right. Because I don't see that so much in Resident Evil or Alan Wake based off of what I've seen. Marvel Spider-Man, the gameplay itself, action adventure, you do what you do, but I think there's a lot of things that are recycled. Am I correct, guys? There's things that are recycled in the game.
If you remember from our conversation in the video that we had on our Nerd or Nothing channel, I mentioned that the combat system is very much like Arkham Knight, and it just feels recycled. It feels like it's something like, okay, this is simple to do. I could just hit the same button, hit a couple other buttons if I need to dodge or switch something up, but for the most part, it's one button combat.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So my vote is Star Wars is going to win, and the close second would be Spider-Man 2.
What?
I'm gonna say it's a toss-up for me between Star Wars Jedi and Legend of Zelda.
Same here.
I'm gonna say Legend of Zelda.
Zelda. I wouldn't be mad at Zelda.
Like I said, I put 100. I put 100+ hours.
Oh yeah, because of the puzzle solving. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
man.
You're right.
You know what? When it comes to Zelda, whatever we call about,
they don't even repeat the puzzles half the time.
Right.
They don't
majority
ever.
of the time. The puzzles are all new. Everything is fresh. They added so much in this game that it, like Breath of the Wild was top tier. This exceeded Breath of the Wild easily.
Whoa,
speaking of, just to add to that, right?
Man.
Nas, did you see that? What one YouTuber did? They made Godzilla in
and they built.
I saw somebody put Goku in there too.
And that's what everyone was doing. That's what I saw. I read articles about it. People were building. They were building insane things that probably some that we will not mention. But yeah, that was a huge part of the game. So I wouldn't be mad if they won either.
Right, and that also that taps into a specific that taps into a fan base that's very interesting because I know there's somebody I follow on Discord, the Tabia Cord or whatever it is. They play a lot of Minecraft. And Minecraft used to be a game they used to just make fun of because it's Minecraft. It's so simple. It's whatever. But the idea of building something and you learning to build something and people go online for the kids go online for these tutorials. And then I find that the adults are getting into this as well. Look at what Zelda is doing. They're tapping into something where you're building
you're absolutely right.
To solve an issue. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, you see Elon Musk, he jumped on Minecraft and then he made the Cybertruck. All right, so let's look at the next. Let's look at the next category. All right.
Great
So,
segue.
Nah, game of the year. Let's jump to the game of the year.
all right.
He's trying to close
Let's
it.
jump to let's jump to the game of the year.
Man, so impatient. man.
What?
So
What? I don't
impatient.
want to. I want to.
I mean, because essentially, well, the reason why I say it is because we talked about the last topic, which the last topic was a combination of game of the year and best RPG. So it's like
wait. Before we do game of the year,
one more category that you
performances.
Threw up. One category.
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
threw
yeah.
up.
One more category.
Performances. Can we do performances?
Performances?
Yeah.
I was gonna say best sports game because I was gonna dig into this one.
okay,
let's do
yeah,
performances
okay,
after. Let's do performances
absolutely. Thank you.
Yes,
Yes,
the performances after though.
Oh wow! This is a great list. I like
Best
this.
esports game. Is that what we're looking at, guys?
No, best sports racing, right?
best sports racing. Yeah.
It is. Yo, how did NBA 2K not make it on here?
So
Did
go
it-
ahead and
Hold
give
on.
our go. Go ahead.
Go ahead, get the list.
Give the list.
What? Okay, so EA Sport. I thought for some reason it was NBA 2K. So EA Sports FC 24,
Mhm.
F1 23. Yeah, basically FIFA.
It was FIFA.
Not basically FIFA.
No, it was FIFA.
It
and they changed the
was.
name this year. This is the first.
Yes,
year
it's
with the
not
name.
It's
FIFA. So don't
FC24.
get us sued. Don't get
Okay.
us sued.
So F1 23 racing, which is actually pretty interesting because they have the kid from Gran Turismo on the front. I think.
In what? In
He's-
F1?
Yeah, in the F1 23.
Let him
think.
give the
Person-
list.
You mean the person
No,
that the,
you
game
know what? I
was,
could
the
be
movie
wrong.
was based
No,
off
no.
of?
1022. Never mind. No. It's a different person. Sorry. Okay. My apologies. So F1 23, still a racing game. Forza Motorsport. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged.
You getting that for
And-
Christmas, by the way, Spartacus.
The Crew Motorfest.
Sad.
I mean, the only one I'm
I mean,
going
it's
to put
one
at the
soccer
top of that
game. I
list-
would have thought NBA 2K would have. I would have thought 2K24 would have been
I
there.
mean,
I would've thought
2K
Madden made it, too.
So like, and that's what I wanted to say. 2K, Madden, most sports games are literally wash and repeat of the previous game. Maybe a small tweak in graphics, and everybody's like, "Oh man, it's all brand new. This is new gameplay and everything." It is a sports game. It is a sports game. There is nothing new about it besides the roster. Like,
So I would have to
there
say,
hasn't been anything new, I'd say, in the last 3 years, besides the fact that you might have changed shot meters, changed some releases, but for the most part, it's
Same
the
game.
same game.
Same
Okay,
game.
all right. So
and under that formula, Forza Motorsport falls into the same category. They just put new cars in there, but the gameplay, the driving, the way that you do your tune-ups, everything, they might add some different features, but it's still the same game.
but based off of your argument, this shouldn't be a category, but it is.
Personally, I don't think so, but there are some sports games.
The
That-
world lives off of. All right, I'm not going to say the world. I'm speaking, but a lot of. I grew up on these types of games, the racing games, the Daytona USA's,
You played many times?
yeah, the NBA jams, the NBA 2Ks, the NBA, like all these
Blitz.
sports games. I've grown up on these games. It's a category.
Yeah.
So you can't just say
Do you-
wash and
do you
repeat
see-
just
do you
because
see
it's a
Flashmaster?
sport.
Does it look like he even cares? That's how I feel about what you're saying. Like, look at Flashmaster.
That's all right because it be
That's
all
how
right,
it
there's-
To the channel, the
There's-
disrespect to the channel to be playing a game while
there
we're-
is 17,000
Because he wants that one to
endings. So if he dies right now, it's okay because it's just gonna tame the ending. It's gonna
Boy,
sports ball.
Okay,
All right, so-
Yo, as far as this
it's
whole
gonna be
lineup,
Forza
this
Motorsport.
lineup, listen,
It's not
either-
wash and repeat.
Listen,
Okay.
the only two games here, no, three games that actually stand out to me is probably Hot Wheels because I'm like, why?
free to play,
But
free to play, free to play.
that's why you're here. Hi, how you doing? Free games. But now, does it stack up to Forza Motorsport? Like, oh, come on, man! Like, I miss Need for Speed. Is that
The
really
only
recycled
game
rerun?
on this list that I actually play is FC 24.
How do you like
Thank
it?
you.
That's
Thank
the
you.
only game that should win. And
That should win. What are we even talking
I would
about?
agree with, I would,
Like,
I
I
would agree
love
with that.
soccer. I don't really care about the racing games all like that. Racing games, personally, to me, have not been the same since like Need for Speed or the original Burnout
Need for
games.
Speed. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like I'm not
Daytona
really invested-
USA. Daytona
Yeah.
USA.
or Cruising
Daytona.
USA, stuff like that, you know.
Yep.
So it's
Rolling
amazing.
start.
But or pole position. No, let's
Ooh, yo, the pole position.
Pole position.
was the shit.
He went back.
And it's
Okay.
still
I
back
gotta
in the
get caught
day.
up on my MF Ghost.
Went to the Atari days.
Yeah.
No, like I love soccer, so I love team sports. I don't really care about racing games, all like that.
Do they have a street Do they have a street mode in this new game? Because I always loved. Well,
FC24.
yes, I was. Yeah, because I
I
always
think
loved
they-
FIFA Street back in the day.
I think they always throw in a street mode, but I mean, the street modes of these games aren't the same as what we had back, like what you're talking about, NBA Street, NFL Street. Like, those were iconic, like running off of the wall to catch a pass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, that shit was sick.
that's
Hey,
fun.
Or like NBA Street V3 when you had Vince Carter and whatnot flying.
All right.
Yeah,
So
no,
personally,
that was amazing.
I've always gravitated towards games that of sports that I don't know. So and stuff that I know nothing about. So me being a New Yorker, Daytona USA, that taught me how to drive. Daytona USA actually taught me how to drive stick. So or manual transmission. It actually taught me how to do that. I learned hockey from NHL 2004. Now my latest crave is soccer because
Blue
like
Lock.
I know the world does soccer, but America doesn't do soccer as much as the rest of the world. So
That's bullshit. That is
Huh?
bullshit.
I
That is
What?
bullshit, bro. There is
At all.
a football club in almost every state, if not more than one.
Now,
Like, what are you talking about? Messi plays here in Miami.
in Miami,
But-
yeah,
But how
I think-
huge is it?
I think
How
it's
huge is it as far as
televised.
revenue is concerned? Is soccer that big?
Hold on.
Soccer is humongous.
Soccer is one of, if not the highest paid sport in the world.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's not as
For the
televised
players
as
or
that.
as far as revenue?
But no, Spartacus. That's
Both.
not necessarily true. It's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. No.
Do your research.
We're in
Do
the
your
U.
research, bro.
We're
your
in the
research.
we're in the
I'm
US.
telling you, soccer is that big.
This is
You have to
gossip.
think
No,
about
we're
it.
doing
I
gossip.
agree with
You
you.
have to
It's not
think
gossip.
about it.
It's not
You have to
gossip.
think about how many different leagues there are in each country, and then putting all those leagues together.
That's why we have the
fact that
World Cup.
It's an
Can I
Olympic.
ask one
We
question?
have the World Cup. We have the World FIFA Cup. We have all of these
We have
series.
the
A
Premier
Cup.
League.
Come on,
Premier
Okay.
League. Yeah.
Can I ask
We have
a
a New
question?
York team.
Who's the best soccer player right now in the world?
Oh man, that's an argument.
That's
That's
a
debatable.
loaded one, and I don't.
That is extremely
loaded.
debatable.
Why is it loaded
Okay.
if this
No,
is the best?
Hold on. So
Hold on.
here's the question. No. Here's the
Oh,
question.
man.
Is this person's name known like how if I said Tom Brady?
Messi.
You
If I
can-
said Messi to you,
So-
yes.
so
If I just say Messi right off the back,
one of
It's
those-
known. Everybody knows who Tom Brady is.
everybody
So,
knows who
but
Messi is.
Everybody knows who Lionel Messi is.
Everyone knows who Michael Jordan is. Not everyone. I don't think everyone knows who Lionel Messi is, but everyone knows who Michael Jordan is. Everyone knows who Tom Brady is. Everyone knows.
sharing this?
Like you picking.
That's
Seeing this, right?
crazy.
You seeing all this fuckery right here? Like, this is too much for me. It's too rich.
So everyone knows.
Nas. What is
Yes,
going on?
Everybody
Yo,
knows.
So-
who he is.
everybody knows who he is.
So
Watch
so
the
if you
World
go
Cup,
so
know
if
who
you
he
go
is.
to if you go to Brooklyn, New York, and you're like, hey, you know Lionel Messi, they're gonna say yes.
There is a kid, or at least 20.
All right,
kids
so you
that
have to
know
go.
who
So
he
you
is.
get a group of 20 people, but if you get that same group of 20 kids and you ask them who's Tom Brady,
Vernon.
who's Michael Jordan,
Maybe.
like
One, you're from New
Slow
York.
down.
Lionel
Messi, you're from
Lionel
New-
Messi is in that conversation.
Who
Lionel
in New
Messi.
York
Lionel
likes
Messi.
Tom Brady anyway?
Exactly.
But they know who-
He's the
And
most
we know
hated
who
quarterback
he
in the
is.
world, but everybody loves him.
He is.
you're missing the point. You're missing the point.
Hold on.
You're missing the point.
Hold on.
You're missing the
Lionel
point.
Messi- Lionel Messi won the World Cup last year, and then came to Miami, and it has been the biggest talk in the U.S. since.
All of a sudden,
And then they
ticket
won-
sales
and
are
then
out
they
the
won
roof.
that Premier League.
Out the
And then they
roof as
won the
far as soccer.
MLS. They won the MLS.
Done.
All right. Okay.
So
okay.
no. Okay, no.
Unfortunately, they're like, my team, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds got knocked out.
Unfortunately,
All
yeah.
right. Okay.
But they were a top. They were a top contender.
We were talking about video games. We were talking about video games, but
But it's
I mean,
all
you guys
related
just-
that we're
Yeah.
not.
You
wanted to
You
spew
wanted to
out
dig
this
deep.
blasphemy.
Listen.
You wanted to spew out this
Okay.
blasphemy
Okay.
that nobody knows about soccer in the world. Like
Okay.
soccer is one of the highest paid and biggest sports in the entire world.
In
Like
peak
Here?
only thing
Here?
Yes,
in the
here.
in the
You
US,
guys go to-
like
you
I
guys
said,
go-
like I said, there is a football club.
Let's just
There is a professional. There is a
Yo, let's-
professional
Spartacus, let
football
us
club.
finish this,
in
Spartacus.
every
one at a
Let's
time.
state.
One at a time. One at a time. Go ahead.
There is a professional football club in every state
Every
within
state.
the U.S.
Okay.
Like that. So yes, here and there's semi-pro. There's multiple leagues within the U.S. Yes.
Yes.
But when you go
Whenever
to
they
work,
put- whenever
so
they
when you
put-
go to work and you're at the water jug and you're just like, "Hey, did you see the Pittsburgh Riverhounds?" No, not
Because
No.
not everybody.
No, but-
Because realistically, not everyone's watching the MLS teams. We're all watching Series A and whatnot.
Come
Like,
on,
hey, did you
man.
see the Juventus game?
you guys.
Yeah,
are-
I
All
talk
right.
about that.
It's a real-
Did
it's
you,
a real-
Did you watch Real Madrid?
This
Yeah.
is
Did you
this-
watch, did you watch any of the other?
Yeah,
like
no,
nobody's.
our-
It's true.
But
When the
here's
World
the other-
Cup's on, bad people are watching. That I do know. That's true.
And it's
Do
funny.
your research.
and
All I
it's-
say is do your research.
This
Do
is
your
how.
research.
This is why I understand. This is why I understand why we're talking about Nickelodeon as far as fighting games and stuff like that. It's like, okay, cool, all right,
No,
I
no,
get it.
it's-
I
has
understand
nothing
now.
to- Has nothing. It's two different things.
I understand.
It's
I
two
got it.
Will
One
you
last
leave me
thing.
alone and let me finish saying what I'm saying? Damn it! Let me say
Yeah,
something.
Brian, go ahead. Brian,
All
go
I
ahead.
wanted to say is, Matt
Push
V. I'm in Westchester. I walk into a pub, whether it's the Irish pub or the Spanish pub. Obviously, you know what's played there. They have soccer on all the TVs. Even in the area, that's actually a conversation when the games are going on. And that's the crazy part. That's the insane part. Obviously, when a football
Yes.
game is happening, regular football, American football, it's televised. People put money behind it. But when soccer is on, everybody's
Right.
there. Yeah, huff and
because
haw, but put
you
money behind
don't
it.
watch it.
Yeah, he don't watch it. He sleep on the rocks.
That's because
Playing
you don't
Nickelodeon
watch
games.
Okay,
Spartacus.
so I got a question. Final Fantasy 14 has
not a
won, I
sports
think,
game.
the last 2 years in a row for best ongoing game. Final Fantasy 14 has won the last 2 years.
I mean, that is a
If
big
it
game.
if it wins this year, will it be the longest or like the best streak? Will it be the greatest streak?
I started playing it a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. Joe brought me onto this game. The game is
It's up
phenomenal.
again. It's up for best ongoing next to Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. I don't think Genshin
Spartacus,
Impact's
what
going to
topic
win.
are we on now?
Genshin
ongoing.
Impact is a gotcha game. Genshin Impact is literally like how much can you pay to
Hey,
win?
Matt.
Yeah,
Alright.
so
But-
Genshin you ain't going nowhere.
Hey, Brian, they
Flashmaster?
introduced Fortnite.
I
Trash
don't
Night.
play for. No, that's CJ's game. What are you talking about?
I mean,
That's CJ's game. I don't
I've
play
been seeing
Fortnite.
Matt
What are you
playing
talking about?
Fortnite.
but
I've been seeing
My
Matt
thing
on
is-
Fortnite.
One thing is when it comes to
It's
Final Fantasy
my son, though. I don't be
14
playing it.
is when it comes to Final Fantasy 14 is, as you mentioned, Joe and his partner, she'll, while he's doing missions, she'll be sitting right next to him fishing. So what's so great about the game is
Buy a house in it. It's like
you can.
Sword Art
They have a
Online.
house. They have a family. They're a family, and they have a
You can
family
buy the
inside
whole
this
guild
game.
hall. Yeah, like you can. It's basically like Sword Art. If anybody's ever watched Sword Art Online out there, it is like Sword Art Online. You can buy your own house,
Which is not an art.
start a whole life.
Which is not an isekai, by the
It
way.
is 100% an isekai.
It is an
not,
isekai.
but it's cool.
let's not do this here. We're talking about the Game Awards anyway. Okay, let's move on to the Game of the Year.
Game of the Year.
Do.
And our Game of the Year nominees are Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Alan Wake 2, surprise.
I thought. Wait,
Wow.
Surprise.
6 game.
Oh, and
Like,
Tears
I
of the
don't
Kingdom.
doubt that it's gonna. I
Tears
don't
of the
doubt that it's
Kingdom.
gonna come away with a few
You
games,
forgot
with a
one.
few awards.
Tears of the
But
Kingdom.
like, I don't know. I don't see the hype around Alan Wake, but I guess I just wasn't a part of that.
So I've got two answers to this. Personally, I'm a Spider-Man. That's my favorite character. Spider-Man 2 is my game of the year. Honorable mention, Tears of the Kingdom. However, I can see Tears of the Kingdom winning. Honorable mention, Spider-Man.
I
I can respect
think
that.
after really sitting down and thinking about these categories, I'm gonna say Tears of the Kingdom wins. I'm sorry, no. Why did I say that? Hold on, we're missing a. Yeah, no, I didn't say Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, I say Tears of the Kingdom wins, and it might be. I wouldn't be mad if it's Baldur's Gate or Spider-Man 2, but
What?
I don't know.
What?
I mean,
Baldur's Gate is in this conversation?
I think if Baldur's Gate were to
Baldur's
win
Gate is
it,
in the
I
conversation.
feel like
He
that
just
would
put
be
it- he just put it in
I
the
think that
I'm
would
not
be
saying it's not in the
disrespect to.
conversation.
I
It
think that
is.
would be disrespect to Zelda, because Zelda is
I
just one of
What do
them
you-
games. Like I do. It's the same thing with
I
Elden
disagree.
Ring,
I
like
have to
coming out of nowhere and taking the game from boy
That's
to.
because
I did not see that coming.
GOMD.
Flashmaster?
Boy.
GOMD.
So I'm a big fan of Spider-Man, and I'm a huge fan of Baldur's Gate 3. If it came down to either of those three, I will be happy.
I love that.
Oh,
answer so much.
you coward. pick one.
I'll be happy.
Pick one.
I will pick Baldur's
Oh,
Gate.
you've been talking about Baldur's Gate 3 from the
He's
from,
looking for
I will
from the
pick
start of this whole thing. You've been talking Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay,
I-
so you
You
pick
did
Baldur's
not
will
get
pick
it
There
the
we
wrong
go.
way.
I will
Fair
pick Baldur's Gate
There
3.
we go.
Okay.
But if the
They
other
won't
two,
win, but there you go.
if the other two get it, I won't be
Uh-huh.
angry. I'll have respect.
That's cool.
Right.
But
All right, your opinion isn't good and it's not accepted here, but that's
No,
cool that you gave it.
I understand where Flashmaster's coming from. I feel
I'm surprised at Baldur's
honestly,
Gate, just so you
with
know.
all due respect, I think I would be if Spider-Man won it, I wouldn't be upset. I'd be like, okay. But I honestly would be upset if Baldur's Gate did win it, because I felt like Spider-Man and Legend of Zelda are that much better. But that's
cool.
my
We're
opinion.
not we are not friends anymore.
But
That's cool. Thank
that's
you.
the thing is here. You guys
Hold on, stand by.
not watched or even played all of the game
It's true.
Baldur's Gate 3. The story for it is
I played a
I've
good
watched
amount
it.
though. I played a good amount.
You've only been it through Act 1. You haven't even gotten
I
to
haven't-
Act 2
I
or Act 3.
Look,
Nas, what you
I
got?
haven't even gotten to
Look,
act.
this is all I'm saying. It don't matter. Act 1, Act 2. At the end of the day, the gameplay is exactly the same. It is a turn-based game. Okay, regardless of the story. So yes, you have a great story. You have good music. Do you have like game-changing gameplay?
Immersive
Gameplay. You have turn-based combat. Which stand by. Majority of games have moved away from that in the like somewhere in the early 2000s.
Fact.
Okay, majority of games have moved to some kind of actual traversal combat system.
Mm.
You know, I had a feeling that maybe Spider-Man 2 might win Game of the Year, but I think I was just in my feelings at the moment because the story was just so damn good for that game.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically, and we talked about it earlier today, that combat system, it's rinse and repeat of the same one. It's rinse and repeat.
I don't like what you're doing now. Where are you going with this?
I already know. I already said that my choice is Tears of the Kingdom. My choice is 100% Tears of the Kingdom, and I will stand by that.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, that's what I was
Alan
trying to
Wake
say.
2,
That's what I
I
was
don't
saying
like
on the
again,
review. I kept bringing up Tears of the
I'm gonna
Kingdom.
say
I was like, because I feel the same way as you. I feel the same way as you, Nas. So, but here's the thing: with Baldur's Gate, the turn-based games, it had its time where it was like that, and that's why Spider-Man basically said to Baldur's Gate, "Everybody gets one," and he whipped away and took the game.
Near Automata.
No, hold on. That was a Family Guy reference.
Yeah,
That was so perfect. Hey, Spider-Man, thanks. Everybody gets one. Tell him, Peter. Yeah, apparently everybody gets one.
Yeah. Thanks, Spider-Man. Everybody gets one. I love that line, dude.
That was great. That was great.
I don't know if any. I was trying to see who saw Family Guy from that, but yeah, I could. I see.
No, that's good. That's good. That's good.
You know
Anyway,
what? Now I
it's
personally,
stupid.
I hope Baldur's Gate wins every category, and because I don't like any of your choices, except the ones that agree with me.
But
And
you
there we
also
have
don't
it.
like yeah.
But you
like,
also don't play
see-
video games, do
see,
you?
I know, like, oh, did he actually play?
you love to be you like to be subjective in an objective conversation.
Well, I mean, you can't deny my opinion if I spend the money on the game. If I don't play it, whether I play it or not, I'm allowed to have the opinion if I spend the money on the game.
In an objective
Yeah, you
game,
are.
you don't play the
You are.
objective.
But your opinion doesn't trump anybody else's.
Yes, it does.
He doesn't
No,
play.
it doesn't.
He doesn't
Come
play
on,
the
man.
objective in an
It's your
objective
opinion.
game.
It's
He
your
goes against
opinion.
the grain.
Huh?
Can't finish the
Your
game.
opinion.
It's
Yeah,
opinion.
you know what? There you go. There you go. Proper chill. There you go. Tell me how many games you finished this year.
How many games I finished this year?
Look,
No,
No.
Mad V.
why you bringing up old stuff? Why you bringing up old
You
stuff?
bring up
I'm just
old
saying.
stuff.
Oh,
I get to the okay. You know what? Are we done?
no, we're not done
I
yet.
know what game I
Spartacus,
want to win.
CJ, what game do you want to win?
Like what? Like it's not going to win because it just came out. But
Alan Wake.
no, hell
You
no.
better not. You better not.
Super Mario Wonder.
Hey, Super Mario
Really?
Wonder 1.
Okay.
I'd be kind of hyped.
Now,
want you
is
to
your
think
niche-
about
is your
it.
niche-
The sleep
is your
win.
niche Nintendo games?
When Mario came out, the first time Mario actually
Mario.
was
Mario.
the
It's a me.
protagonist was 1983.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. On the
As a
PC.
as a protagonist,
Atari.
not as
Yes.
Jumpman.
No, not
Yeah,
as
not a
a
jump man.
protagonist. And what Mario Wonder coming out is one of the best Mario games that ever came out, and for 2D platinum games. Like
Ooh. Would
Think
you
about
say
it.
it's better?
Right.
Hold on. Would you say it's better than Odyssey?
Side scroller.
yes,
Yo,
100%.
wow.
Would you
Odyssey
say it's
was
better
better,
than
but it's two different types of
Galaxy
games.
or Sunshine?
It's two different type of games, though.
Would you
I-
say it's better than Galaxy or Sunshine? Because you're saying better than any Mario game that's ever come out.
That's
Yo,
levels.
Like,
Mario
that is
64
a
was
big-
amazing. Yo,
it-
Mario
think
64,
about-
Mario Sunshine, Mario
True.
Galaxy, like
If you
Big
said,
games,
if you
crazy.
hold on, let me
Big
preface
games.
that, CJ, before you answer it, right? If you just said, hey, as far as like a side-scrolling game that you play, strictly side-scrolling, because that's what this is, and the multiplayer, does it stack up? You know, like if you just
Yes.
judge it on the side-scrollers. But
Yes.
but you think it can
Really?
also beat the other games, the other 3D Mario? 'Cause I think those are different.
what about a story?
Yeah, good question.
A story? Yes, I would say the story too.
I like the Odyssey
Really?
story though. Oh no,
See,
Super,
and don't get me wrong, I love Mario games. I'm probably gonna get that game. Like it's
Super
in the
Mario
works for me to
RPG
get that
or-
game at some point.
oh, okay.
Yeah, Super Mario RPG.
Because you said
Oh, so
story,
good.
and then I was like,
So
oh wait,
good.
Super Mario RPG. That can't be on this list, unfortunately, because
I mean, it's not Super Mario RPG, Super Mario Wonder. I'm sorry.
okay.
well,
Question.
RPG is actually coming out with a remake, so it'll be
it's already out. It's already out.
I got a question.
Oh, it's already out. I didn't know
We got an answer.
What's the age the age range for kids that can play this game? I'm curious.
18 and
What,
up.
Mario?
Joking.
For the Mario Wonder. Mario Wonder.
Come
It's
on,
Mario.
Really?
Yeah,
Mario.
Mario.
Everybody can play.
And he
Okay.
loves
It's
it.
Mario. What do you mean?
Like,
What age?
this is-
Like Nintendo was built for everybody.
Everybody.
Like
All right,
think
but-
about all the Mario. Think about all the Mario games that came out. Like this is like a change of pace, per se.
Okay. I'm just the only reason I'm asking is because like if I have like a 5-year-old, I don't want them playing Super Smash Brothers.
Yo, man,
I possibly
Mario-
don't want them playing Super Smash Brothers.
Right.
I don't-
I don't know. I don't know.
For everybody.
It's
rated
a
I don't want my kids to see violence. There's violence
No,
everywhere in the world.
well,
I served in the military.
It's
Fuck.
like, okay, I get it. It's just it's from a comprehension level. Like, well, if I buy them this game, will they be able to understand what's going on? So,
I mean, if it's a combat game, like what's to understand? Beat the other person.
well, you guys are being,
Okay.
okay,
So,
all right.
for your
know,
quiz, Mad V. It's like
They can
the
play it.
vibrant colors are going to catch their eye first.
Okay.
Like you get to turn into an elephant.
Ooh.
That's dope.
All right.
I
Sorry,
mean,
I should have got excited at
that's
that.
Sorry.
Sorry.
That's one of those things I liked about Mario Odyssey.
Oh.
With Mario Odyssey, you were able to throw your hat at anything and you
become
turned
it.
into that
Yep.
item.
Huh.
Yeah.
And you got to turn
into
into
a
a T-Rex.
dinosaur. Right.
That was awesome.
And I love Odyssey too. But the fact that this
Odyssey
is
was great.
like a couch game and you can play online with other players within a level throughout the whole map, like this is a game changer for
All
any
right.
Mario.
The only problem is I'll have to buy this game twice because I've got two. I've got two Switches, so okay.
And you can't game share on Nintendo.
And you can't
No.
game share
That-
on
I was
Nintendo.
like, that
That's
would be the
unfortunate.
only downfall that you guys
All
spend
right.
on money.
So I'm not
All right.
Spartacus. Did you give your choice or pick?
I did. I
did.
said
You
that
did.
Tears of the Kingdom gonna win, and close second it'll be Marvel Spider-Man.
All Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
No, we all know if the
I'm going
character
Baldur's Gate
doesn't say "Yeah," then they're not winning.
All right. So I didn't give mine. So I'm just gonna say
They ain't winning.
they ain't winning. Fuck. Listen,
Brian, I swear if you say
I
Alan
think the
Wake
great
2,
up. I'm not going for that
Wow.
game, but that's going to be the great upset,
Okay.
and
We'll
the
be
world is
0 for
going to
2.
implode on itself. I'm going for Marvel Spider-Man 2. Ah, fuck. Legend of Zelda.
I can respect that.
Unlike previous years, like I said, I wouldn't be too mad at most of the nominees on this list. Now, if it ends up being Alan Wake 2, I'm going to be fucking pissed off.
Me too. Me too.
There's
We
no
all
way.
would be.
That's the upset.
Yeah.
The great upset.
And
When does the
Justin,
votes
you already
close?
gave
Because
yours?
I
think the votes might close a couple
On the-
hours before the actual show.
Yeah, we can still vote.
Mm.
So
Yeah, so you can still go online to the Game Awards website and vote for your favorite nominees for each category.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Of course, my number one pick is Baldur's Gate, and then my honorary mention would be Spider-Man 2.
there you go. I really can't get mad at that. I mean,
For everybody that didn't throw at least honorable mention at Legend of Zelda, either you don't have a Switch or you didn't play the game, which I recommend both.
there you have it.
So vote now.
Spider-Man over Legend is just because I'm a bigger Spider-Man fan than I'm a bigger Zelda fan. That's the only reason why.
That's a good man. That's a good man. So it says when I'm looking at the Game Awards, it says vote now or view this year's nominees. Find out the winners live on December 7th.
So let's log in and vote. Sign in, vote.
Which is Tuesday, right? Or no? Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday.
We're gonna do a watch party on that, right, guys?
Yep,
Yeah, we're doing a watch party on
We did
Thursday.
last year, and
Yeah.
hopefully we don't get flagged by NBC Universal this time.
This time.
Yeah, I think. I
NBC, we
think
love
when they
you
do,
guys. Please
I would say when they
keep us-
put up, the trailers, we should be a little bit mindful, possibly.
Yeah, we'll be mindful of it.
Yeah, we'll be mindful.
of
We'll
sound for
blur
sure.
it out or something.
Maybe just turn off the camera or something. I don't know.
All right.
No.
Who's
While this year's Game Awards has showcased a remarkable array of talent and innovation, it's also fascinating to look back on the history of these awards. So we're going to dive in the past 10 years of Game of the Year winners, exploring how gaming trends have evolved and what these titles have contributed to the gaming world. So we're going to start in 2013. Now, this year was not a part of the current Game Awards that we were talking about just a moment ago. This is from a previous one that was the big one at the time. I believe that was ran by IGN at the time. Now the Game Awards is taking over, but they took over in 2014. So the nominees for 2013 Game of the Year were The Last of Us, who was also the winner, GTA 5, BioShock Infinite, Super Mario 3D World, Gone Home, and Tomb Raider.
I remember that.
I mean, The Last of Us was honestly amazing. It really was. The first one, it was so good.
Second one, not so much, but second one wasn't like winner, but winner chicken dinner. But in comparison to its competition, but it was a great game. But
so I remember playing God of War 3 and that came out, I think, the year previous. And then I also played. I'm a huge Castlevania fan. Castlevania Lords of Shadow, and that come out in 2011 or no, it came out in 10.
That one felt like Devil May Cry.
Yes, I mean, but those games gave me such a it really got me in my feels. I loved that game. But when Last of Us came out, it just was a different type of feel. Like there's no wonder why it won. I understand why it won.
Yeah,
it was in its league of its own.
The game made me cry, like multiple really times.
Very, very well told story.
Yeah. And if you saw the show, like the show kind of mimicked the first game.
It did. They did a great job with casting and everything. So
speaking of which, they start filming for that in February.
I ain't watching that.
You should.
I ain't doing that.
We'll get why. We'll get to why he's so mad about it. Now, 2014, we have now gone to the Game Awards, and the Game of the Year winner was Dragon Age Inquisition. The nominees were also Bayonetta 2, Dark Souls 2, Hearthstone, and Middle-earth: Shadows of Mordor.
Bayonetta was a great action game.
Man,
Bayonetta, I love the Bayonetta series.
Bayonetta series was awesome, but they've got a bunch of is this when they started the what do you call them? When you throw your controller, what's that called? Rage quit? Is this the start of the Rage quit games?
The Rage quit games started when games started. What are you talking about?
Yeah, dude.
Did you ever
played Bionic Commando?
Did you ever play
Mortal Kombat? The very first Mortal Kombat. Come on now.
No, I was awesome at everything I played, so I don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying to figure out when the new Rage quit, when people were actually breaking systems while recording them playing.
People don't break systems that often anymore. People go to therapy. Back in like the 90s and early 2000s, people were breaking controllers. Like people, like I remember people getting so mad losing at Double Dragon or the original Streets of Rage. Like you can't beat a level in Sonic. Playing Lion King, playing the Lion King, and getting past level 4.
Yo.
Come on now.
Come on. Now is that now?
Aladdin,
all right,
getting out the castle.
Force of Illusion.
All right, Aladdin could be in this argument.
That was the first Rage quit game ever.
But are you guys gonna say that that's the same as playing Neo or Elden Ring?
It's
the same. You're the frustration.
It's not the same. It's not.
It's not the same. And here's why. There's a huge difference between roguelike games and From Software games. What you're talking about, Neo, Dark Souls, like Souls type games, those are made for people that want a hard challenge. Those are for people that want a challenge.
That's so Rage Quit games.
They're for people that want a challenge. Rage quit games or roguelike games are intended to be hard as shit to beat, and if you lose them, you start completely over.
Rage quit games.
Most roguelike games don't do that. Most roguelike games, there's still a save point in some way. Most.
Okay, so like
Double
Dragon and all those other games that you mentioned before.
but
Ninja
but at the same time, it's a choice. It's a choice. Back then, it wasn't a choice on like whether or not you wanted, like, you wanted to play a Lion King game. You weren't expecting it to be fucking hard just to jump from branch to branch.
Yeah, or jump on a
You wanted
giraffe's
to
head.
play.
Like, come on,
You
yo.
wanted to play Mega Man. You wanted to play Mega Man. You didn't expect it to be hard to be able to jump over
But
a beam coming at you.
My point is, when you named the list sounded like a list with at least 3. This game is hard for no reason games.
What games were on there that were hard for no reason besides
He
Dark
said
Souls?
Souls 2,
Dark Souls was the only-
Dark Souls.
Dark
Dark Souls
Dark Souls
only.
was the only rage quit on there. I had that one, so okay, all right, my fault.
Yeah, Bayonetta 2 was literally a hack and slash.
It was a hack and slash. It was a great
here's the
game.
thing,
The
though.
storyline was great.
Middle Earth
Dark
Shadows
Souls
of
2 was an
Mordor
amazing game, though. It still was an amazing game.
Yeah, Middle Earth Shadows of Mordor was 100% an RPG based off of the same world. It was based off of Mordor. It was based off of Middle Earth.
So who won and who should have won?
Who won was Dragon Age
Dragon Age.
Inquisition.
Who should have won?
Game
My
of the
opinion
year.
is
I
probably
played
Dark
Middle
Souls.
Earth and I really enjoyed Middle Earth, but Dark Souls probably should have won that
Yeah,
one.
I would have said Souls 2.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The
Personally.
rage quit game should have won.
Yo, but you have to, they
it was
are
a
on a
great
record, yo, they've won almost every time they drop a game, they win. Yo, Sekiro came in, Ninja Slice, won. The Tarnished Fingers, won. Souls 3, won. No, wait, I don't know if Souls 3 won.
But Ghost of Sashimi didn't win.
Can we
So-
not, can we?
Okay.
Yo,
Okay.
I'm just saying though.
I get your point.
Okay.
Souls 3 did not win, by the way.
Okay, it did not win. I'm sorry.
No,
Excuse
but
me.
we'll get there.
Okay.
Get there.
So, on to the 2015 winners. Well, the winner, which I don't think many people are going to argue with this one, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Ooh. Oh.
It was an amazing.
Woo!
game.
That was a great game.
All the other nominees, Bloodborne, still a really great game.
Great game.
Another
Sucker Punch.
one
like
of those
Bloodborne.
one of those From Software games. Fallout 4, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. That might be an arguable one.
That game should have won. I love that game.
And Super Mario Maker.
No. Boo.
That was a cute game, but I don't think it should be Game of the Year.
Cute is probably the word for that. That's a perfect word. Oh, that was cute.
That's
Okay.
cute, Vern, that you find it cute.
Yeah, no, I personally would have stuck with The Witcher 3. It's The Witcher.
Phenomenal game.
Absolutely.
And I didn't
But
play any of the Witchers prior to that. That's the first Witcher game I ever
And,
played.
and it was made so that you didn't have to either.
Don't have to.
Yep.
Especially not having to go back and find the PC version of the first one and then going through all that because it was very complex for the first game.
Yeah.
But I would still hear the argument for Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny.
That is considered one of the best games in the series.
Yeah, it hands down it is. It's funny. We actually have one of our followers, Charles Silver, big ups. He said Metal Gear 5 and Witcher 3 was the only two.
That's my boy from the Marines.
Oh, that's dope. It's the only two real battles that he's had for the year for him. He's like, those are his games.
Yeah, and I hear that argument. I 100% hear that argument because Metal Gear Solid 5 had such a huge buzz around it when it was first coming out. And I believe there was one small issue with it when it came out. It was very short, but they ended up like fixing it over time. I might be mistaken. But I'd still say The Witcher 3, that game was just too good.
This sounds like an argument that we're gonna get to like as we continue to go on. But this reminds me of, with somebody that should have won, but then someone that did.
We're going to get to
We're
that.
gonna get to
in
that.
recent years, that's happened way too often.
Mhm.
Way
Right.
too often.
I will say though, I hear that they're in production for another Witcher game. So Witcher 4.
Exactly.
Nice.
Siler like and that's what I used to always, my boy in the Facebook chat, he said Siler from the Killer from Heroes.
Got you, Siler. My
Like
bad,
the
dude.
same exact pronunciation, Siler from Heroes. If anybody's ever seen that show,
Yes.
yeah. Same
Oh,
exact-
Brain Eater!
right.
Yes.
Woo! Okay.
He was my name is Siler. I'm like, bro, like Sally was so dope.
Okay.
All right. So next
All
year,
right. So 2016, the winner was Overwatch.
Yeah,
Nominees: Doom, Inside, Titanfall 2,
Mm.
Uncharted 4, Thief's End.
Wow.
I really enjoyed
man.
Titanfall 2.
I enjoyed
really
Titanfall.
enjoyed Titanfall
Yo,
2.
Titanfall
Titanfall
was
2,
so
I would
good.
have totally, yeah.
Titanfall 2,
But
man.
Overwatch,
you know,
though?
Overwatch was
It had a
man.
Overwatch
fan
is-
base.
They're still playing Overwatch.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
people are
it's
playing
a-
Overwatch 2, but Overwatch 2 was not as good
Yeah,
as the
Overwatch
first
2.
one.
Not as good
I
as the
mean,
first
it's
one.
not bad. It's not bad. It was literally just copy and paste, though. It's like you should have just gave us DLC for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, Flashmaster, you would enjoy that game.
What,
I
Overwatch?
honestly, I liked, Overwatch. Yeah, I used to play, but I
have
started
played
not to like
Overwatch.
it. Do
It's
you like it?
phenomenal.
Just like how he played a
Yeah,
lot of
it's
Trash
a good
Night.
game. Oh, yeah.
It's
I
a
did.
good game.
it's not.
All right. Well, it's
Trash
a
Night
good
is not.
game. Don't let him troll. Don't live troll you. Whatever. Overwatch
Fortnite
is
is
a
not a
great
good game.
game.
I was talking.
I'm
No,
not-
Overwatch is an amazing game. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
He's talking
Oh,
about
I
Fortnite.
get-
I don't play Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite.
Fortnite's
Oh.
trash.
Yeah, I
It's
got
called
what
Trash
you were
Night.
saying.
Oh,
Nas.
okay.
Trash Night.
Fortnite. I've
Trash
never
Night.
played. I've never played Fortnite.
I played Fortnite when it first came out. Before it officially came out, when it was in early access, and it was just the story mode where you were fighting against zombies and building your fort to prevent zombies from coming in.
I like that type of game.
I really enjoyed that game, but then when they made it battle royale, I was like,
Show your
Like you
age.
still can't play Save the World.
Show your age.
But that's
You
why I
can still
like
play Save the
Call of
World, just
Duty
like when you first
3.
started.
Call of
Yeah.
Duty 3 and
Yeah.
the whole zombie situation.
and I don't like that they stole from like the hip hop community, like all those dances and whatnot, and
Yep,
never
that's
gave
very
them
true.
credit for it. That's messed up.
Yeah,
all
I agree
right.
with that.
Like the Charleston?
All right.
No, all right. It's true. Like the Charleston. My man.
Okay,
Now,
moving on.
2017, the winner was Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Woo!
I'm not arguing with it ever.
That's
Never.
right.
Do you have to read? Do you have to read the rest
Well,
off?
yo,
Yeah,
hey,
you know.
I will though. I will though.
I thought
I will though.
Horizon
Hold on.
was gonna take
Yeah,
it.
so Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, PUBG, and Super Mario Odyssey.
I thought Horizon Zero Dawn lost because of The Last of Us. No, The Last of Us was years
No.
ago.
No. Horizon Zero Dawn lost to Breath of the Wild. And I pretty much played everything on this list, and I loved Horizon Zero Dawn. PUBG is cool, but I don't even know why it's on the list. Super Mario Odyssey was great, but Breath of the Wild, man, that
PUBG.
The last, but not The Last of Us, but the Zero Dawn was phenomenal.
it really was, and I'm not taking anything away from it. If it would have won instead of Legend of Zelda, I probably still would have been okay with that. But
Zelda
Breath of
was
the Wild, Zelda was just too good.
so they're gonna win. That means they're gonna
$400
win.
for that
They're
one.
gonna win this year.
Yeah,
They're gonna win this year too.
because with Breath of the Wild, there were multiple different endings depending on how you played the game. So
That
like
sounds familiar.
If it very similar to
Baldur's Gate.
similar, but not exactly. So like you could go and fight Ganon immediately with nothing. And some people have done it and some people have won, and it gives you a different ending when you do it that way. You can go and get all 4 of the Guardians and then fight it that way and then find out that ending. That's the easier route, but doing all the side missions like most of us do. But I mean, Breath of the Wild was amazing.
Okay.
Solid game. Next,
2018.
Open
think
the
everybody
door.
knows. Open the door, woman. The boy is here. The boy is here.
I'm God, go away.
God of War 2018 was the winner that year. Nominees: Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, Marvel's Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, and Red Dead Redemption 2. I played 4 of those 6 games.
Yeah, I played
Go
4.
ahead. Go ahead.
Echo cancellation.
Who's that?
Probably Flashmaster.
It's
Flashmaster
Justin.
echo cancellation.
So, while he's fixing that up, yeah, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So, I had an issue with these flagship Assassin's Creed games, and Assassin's Creed is one of my favorite, if not my, okay, it's my second favorite game series of all time. Legend of Zelda wins that.
The
Legend of Zelda is my number one game series of all time. Mine. Your opinion, you keep it to yourself, motherfucker. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is definitely, the Assassin's Creed series is top tier, but when they started getting into Origins was good. Odyssey and Valhalla, you did not play as an assassin. In Odyssey, you played as the grandchild, whether son or daughter, whoever you picked, of Leonidas, and you had the Spear of Destiny.
Right.
No to Valhalla.
Valhalla, you played as a Viking. You had an assassin, a master assassin that was on your base, who you play as in Assassin's Creed Mirage. Assassin's Creed Mirage actually is a real nice callback to the original games. But it wasn't an Assassin's Creed game. It didn't live up to the hype for me. Marvel Spider-Man was great. Monster Hunter World, absolutely love that game. Never played Red Dead Redemption, but I mean, come on now, it's God of War. It's God of War. It is Kratos.
Now, I'll say God of War is my top.
Yes.
Yep.
Franchise.
Ghost of Sparta.
Yeah.
Next
I was
is
in.
Assassin's Creed.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Yeah, boy. That's a hard one to pass
Assassin's
up, man.
Creed was
It's
number
made me
two
cry
to
too many
God of
times.
War?
God of War made me cry too
I
many
said
times.
God of War
man.
is my number one.
Mhm.
Yeah, but you said Assassin's Creed was your number two to that?
Yes. Do I agree with most games that came out? No, I don't. Because I hate
It's not really.
You put Assassin's Creed Odyssey over Spider-Man and Monster Hunter World and Red Dead Redemption?
I played Monster Hunter World and I loved it. But as a franchise.
There you go.
Okay.
That's what we're
As a
talking about. A franchise.
Okay.
There you go.
Like,
I thought you were talking
in
about
this category.
within
No,
this list.
I would put Monster Hunter or Spider-Man over Odyssey because I hated it. I didn't even play it.
Yeah,
I think I played part of it, and I was like, I'm not playing this anymore.
I think I put about 100 hours into the game before I realized that I was playing a bunch of daily and weekly missions over and over again, and not playing side missions.
Oh, you're talking about Odyssey?
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It was like I put so much time into it, and I'm like, why am I not progressing through side stories? Oh, these aren't side stories. There was no real good understanding.
I had the same thing. I kept opening up the map, and like the new icons that would come up, it was the weekly missions. But I conquered I 100% of that game, Odyssey, and I got some great fulfillment out of it. I'm not saying that I didn't like it, but I see what you're saying.
Look at Vern's face. Look like he about to say some bullshit. Right
I mean, I loved Origins better than Odyssey. I could see where Odyssey had the changeover, for sure. Origins, I enjoyed the story more.
No, I'm good.
No,
I'm
go
good.
ahead, say V.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
On,
well,
man,
let's do.
I'm just saying that God of War is better than everything on this list. How's that make you feel?
I agree.
V?
Boy.
How's that make you feel, boy?
I'm just listening to you.
Gather your things, boy. We are leaving.
Gather your things, boy.
Yeah, nothing. That's just nothing. I think
Where
personally,
are we going, Father? In the
I think I like personally Assassin's Creed is my favorite game that's ever been made. They've dropped the ball here and there. God of War doesn't have as many games as Assassin's Creed, so how does that one get to equate?
You are talking about the entire franchise, and we are talking about these specific games that are on this list. Like you are not in the same conversation right now. Like you are somewhere else, bro. If you did not play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you would not be saying what you're saying right now. Do I believe that Assassin's Creed is a great series above God of War? Personally, yes. Like all three of those series, Zelda, God of War, and Assassin's Creed are in my top 5 game series of all time. But for these specific games, nothing beat God of War, especially not Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That is the last on this list.
And Odyssey was probably, and you're saying Odyssey was one of the worst ones. It's probably one of the worst ones ever.
Odyssey was the second
Syndicate
worst.
was the worst.
No, I enjoyed Syndicate.
To me,
but
I hated it.
The only reason people hated so much about Syndicate was because they had to play as Jacob Fry. They preferred to only play as Evie Fry.
I never played Odyssey, so I can't really speak on. So
Odyssey is probably the second worst in the series to Valhalla.
So the other cool thing, I mean, it's a fun fact, I'm sure everybody else knows, but about that game, 2018 God of War, is that if you didn't die at all, you could go fluidly through the game start to finish without any cutscenes at all. The game started and it went every single cinematic scene, every scene that was in the game, there was never any cutouts. You just went and you continued all the way to the end. It was whoever designed that, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. And then it
like
just
a movie.
flowed so perfectly. It flowed so perfectly into Ragnarok too.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. I really honestly, I mean, of course, I'm still sore a little bit about that. I felt like it was better than the Tarnished Fingers, but anyway,
we're gonna move on to 2019. 2019's winner, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Great game. Love the game. Nominees: Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and The Outer Worlds. This one I would say should have been a toss-up between Sekiro, Death Stranding, and quite possibly Smash Bros. But because it's Smash Bros. And it's just, the same game with more characters, I'm gonna just stick with Death Stranding and Sekiro, and I probably would have picked Death Stranding over Sekiro. I love Sekiro, don't get me wrong, but Death Stranding,
that was a sleeper. That was really good.
Really, like, because so the whole thing that was revolving around Death Stranding was some years prior when the PlayStation 4 first came out. There was a game trailer, an interactive game trailer that you could play called PT. And it starred Norman Reedus whenever you finished the end of it. That game got canked. It was supposed to be created by Konami and Kojima. And that's when they had their falling out. And that game, if you have that trailer game, interactive game on a system, on a PlayStation 4 system, never delete it. You will never be able to get it back. It was so good. It was this horror game. So that got canked. And then when they continued to move on with the game, they did Death Stranding. I was very confused when I saw this trailer for Death Stranding. I'm like, what's this whole thing about a baby and it being connected to you? And I didn't understand it. When I played the game, I completely changed my mind on that. That game is so deep from the jump.
So I smile. It's good.
So we'll move on to 2020 if nobody
hold
has
on,
any other.
Hold on.
I mean, nobody's like.
So, what we wanted to do was we wanted to give the toast. We wanted to give the toast to Brian. You want to take it?
Oh yeah. So we want to give the toast to the fact that we've reached 1,000 of you subscribers, and that's big for us, So
you want to have a little bit more energy, bro? Come on.
Hey, here you go. Hold on. Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to do it again? Okay, got it. All right. So listen, we want to give a toast for the special moment because we have over 1,000 subscribers. Without you guys out there subscribing to this nerd or nothing, it's awesome. It's epic. So we appreciate you. And guess what? Cheers to you guys as well. We appreciate you. Thank you. And definitely continue to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Cheers,
this is
guys.
the one time you'll see me smile. The one time you will see me smile.
Until we're talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man. The best.
And Emily Rudd.
Yeah. Guys, I got to dip.
So Proper Chill's going to peace out. We're going to finish up these last couple categories, and then we're gonna call it a night, guys.
All right, guys.
All right.
Keep rocking, guys. Talk soon.
All right. All right. So for 2020, we had our winner as Spartacus. You're not gonna like this.
I know. That's what I mean. I was like, I might as well I gotta just face the facts, man.
The Last of Us Part 2.
Mhm.
The Last of Us Part 2. It lost out. It won against Animal Crossing New Horizons, Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, the loved Ghost of Tsushima, and Hades.
And Hades
Now-
wasn't that bad of a game.
Whoa. Okay.
Hades was a roguelite too.
Okay. So you think that it shouldn't have won
The Last of Us Part 2?
to Ghost of Sashimi?
But if I really go over this list, now remember, this was the year of the pandemic. This is the year at the beginning of the pandemic. And the game that was played above all that I heard nothing else about nonstop was Animal Crossing New Horizons. It was so annoying.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Mhm.
Everybody
my-
was on Animal. My
Yep.
my wife, who barely she plays video games from time to time, she put
Yeah.
500 hours into the game in a couple months.
I was thinking
everybody
that.
on that
Wow.
game.
I was thinking that too. But Ghost of Tsushima was so overrated, in my opinion. It is
No.
so highly
okay.
like everybody was like, "How great this game is," and I'm like, "I don't care." Like I finished it, and I'm like, "Where? What about me? Like, what about me?"
But realistically,
He
I
said-
think that you're just a contrarian for the sake of being a contrarian.
No, it's not. It wasn't. It's an overrated game. The game
Yo,
wasn't that great. So
this
for it to say
blasphemy
that it
needs to
won it,
just
it's
stop
gonna
right
come
now.
in. It's gonna come in the fourth quarter and try to win. No, the Last of Us 2 came in at the fourth quarter, wasn't it? Or which one came in at the
No,
end
Last of
of?
Us 2. Last of Us Part 2.
Last
Last
of
of
Us
Us
came in.
last quarter.
So yeah. So okay. So they came in the
Ghost of
fourth quarter.
Tsushima
But
came out in July of 2020, and
Who cares?
then it came out with an adaptation.
yeah, okay.
Ghost Legends came out, their multiplayer adaptation
Around
in
November.
I remember. I had it. I had the game. I had the
Right
game,
before.
and I had the game when they did that, and they were doing an intro after the game was released, and they're like, "Hey, guess what? This is coming. This is coming. This is coming." And I got through the story,
Stop
and
the
I
cap.
was so
Stop
Huh?
the cap. Stop the cap. You didn't get Ghost of Tsushima until later down the line. We already talked about this one, bro. You didn't get
No,
Ghost
I
of
did-
Tsushima early on.
yes, I did. Yes, I did. I had Ghost of Tsushima, and I didn't. And I beat the game, and Legends
gonna-
wasn't released yet.
I'm gonna need you to look at your PlayStation transactions.
Huh?
I'm gonna need you to look at your PlayStation transactions to find
Pull
out
up the
what things you
receipts.
purchased. Got it right. Give me the
He
receipts,
said,
bro.
"Give me the
Because
receipts."
we
I'll
talked
pull
about
up
this.
I'll pull
We
up the
talked
receipts.
about this.
I
We
had the
talked
game
about this.
before Legends was out. I know that
Bro,
much. That's a
before
fact.
Legends
I
was
had
out,
the game.
That was months after the fact. That was months after the fact, and you were already talking shit on the game before you even got it, bro. Like,
So are you?
You were-
so
you
what
were
are you
just-
saying? Are you saying
you
that
were-
I didn't have the game, or are you saying that I didn't
I'm
have
saying-
it before Legends?
I'm saying that you were mad about the hype before you even had the game to actually
That's not true.
judge it
That's-
yourself.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true at all. I bought
Tell
the
me I'm
game.
wrong, Spartacus.
I
Tell
bought
me
the
I'm wrong,
game.
Spartacus.
I initially started the game, and I initially liked the
I
game, but as I
remember-
continued to play, go ahead.
No, sorry. This is what I remember. Okay. And I think it was around October, and Nas had recently beat it, and we were just talking. Like, we were like, yo, man, this game goes. And then Andy was like kind of getting upset. He's like, man, y'all, all you guys do is talk about Ghost. And then you chimed in and said something similar to her, like, man, I don't know why y'all just all about this game. And because you didn't have it at the time, and you started trashing it at that time, just like Farmer Andy was, because he's like, look, I have nothing to add to this conversation because y'all are all just talking about Ghost, and I have not played the game. And you were kind of in the same boat. That's what I remember. That's my brain memory. That's what I do remember.
That's okay.
But
I'm going to the history. That's cool. I'm going to the
It was
history.
around like October-ish.
Mm.
Well, but still would have been before Legends, because Legends came out the next month.
Legends came out right around the time of
early November.
PlayStation 5. Yeah, November. You know what? I got an idea, because I can pull up some receipts myself, because on PlayStation it allows you to do this thing where you compare trophies with your friends. So and it, regardless if you're a trophy hunter or not, if you played the game, then you get trophies automatically for just finishing certain parts of the game. Correct?
Sure. Yeah, no.
I'm just trying. I'm just trying to sign on to look at my account. Connection to the server cannot be established. Okay. Right.
Connection to the man. Got to work on the internet, bro.
So, but here's at least what I would like to. I feel like, and I had like a good talk with our good friend Joe about this, because I'm not going to front, and you guys know, I personally was very upset. Like, I could not believe that Ghost lost to Last of Us 2. And I didn't understand. I was like, I don't get it. How did that game lose where Ghost of Tsushima had the best music? It had better graphics. The combat was absolutely fantastic. The storyline was based off of a true freaking story of Japanese history. And they turned it into the first ninja ever during a feudal era in the 1200s, where people didn't even know what to call a freaking ninja, so they called him the freaking Ghost. It's an amazing story, and a triumph of farmers over a Mongolian army. Yo, it was an absolutely fantastic story. I don't give a damn.
You are boring me. I'm so bored. I'm so bored. You telling this story is boring me. So, like, if you're trying to promote this, go ahead and go into an office and try to sell this. Try to sell this story to somebody that's going to throw money at. Nobody's going to buy this.
Joe basically said that he's like, look, I was telling my wife all about Ghost of Tsushima, blah blah, and she was like you, I'm bored. Like, I don't. It's not calling me. But when you bring up zombies.
I got some receipts though.
Oh,
you didn't play it on the PlayStation 4. You only played it on PlayStation 5.
I played it on PlayStation 5. Yeah.
Right. When did you get your PlayStation 5? A year after it came out, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So 2021. The game came out in 2020.
Okay. All right. So I didn't get it when you guys. All right.
But I had the game. You were hating on the game. You didn't play the game until. I'm not saying did you have the game or not. I'm saying you started hating on the game well before you actually got a chance to play it, because you were upset about the hype that me and Matt and everyone else was talking about. You were like, man, everybody likes this. I think I'm just going to be pissed off about this game.
I'm just looking at Stardom. But you know what? Andy was feeling the same way, because Andy was like, yo, you guys,
because Andy piggybacks off Vern, man.
No, it's not. It's not a piggyback. Oh, two-step verification. I'm trying to sign into my Sony account so bad.
He's like, so bad, man. I'm trying to prove to you that I had the game. It's like, I'm not saying you didn't have the game. I'm saying that you were mad about us talking about how good the game was. That you were like, man, this game is probably trash, and I'm just gonna hate it already because you guys want to talk so good about it. And then when I get the game, I play through it and I'll be like, man, this game is still trash.
But the game wasn't good. It was an overrated game.
Yeah.
It was a highly it didn't win. It didn't win.
What's sad is, like, yo, you played it on the PS5 when they added the ill graphics when you do the showdowns, when you do a standoff, and that slow blood spray. Yo, man.
So that means that it was trash. So that means before that it was more trash than when I played the game.
Oh yeah, the Strange and Parrot, man. That's
cap.
That's
come on, man. It wasn't a good game. So all right. So can we close off with it didn't win Game of the Year, and for whatever reason, it didn't win the game of the year, but because I believe that it shouldn't have won game of the year,
it just didn't have a much following. It didn't. A lot of people don't vibe with ninjas. That's okay. That's the only reason why it didn't, because the followings of Last of Us, which I get it. Last of Us 1 was amazing, so of course,
I mean, but
Last of Us 2.
That's a hard bargain, or that's a hard argument to make, because Sekiro won.
That's a good point. But like I said, From Software Games has also a massive following. And if you look at the games, though, that were like for that year, there was nothing that was really contending that hard on 2019. Not like, 2020 were some heavy hitters, man. There was some, I mean, it was competition.
You're like breaking my. All right, can we? All right, okay.
Anyway,
so for the sake of,
I rest my case.
For the sake of Vern's contrarianism, we'll move on to 2021.
Yep. Okay.
2021 winner. Now, this was not really a great year for games. 2021 winner was It Takes Two.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's some year like Sekiro, I didn't have a lot of comp like that. This year, same thing. There wasn't a lot of comp. Like it's a co-op. It's a co-op game.
Mm-hmm. Now, the nominees for this were Deathloop, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. I would have thrown Ratchet and Clank up there. Maybe Deathloop, but I don't know. There were some things about Deathloop I didn't really like.
And the only person in this 4-person conversation that possibly played all 4 of those games is Nas. So you can't really judge off of that. I've never heard of any of those, and I'm not a Resident Evil fan, so I can't really say that. I personally, judging off of the names of the titles, I would pick Resident Evil to win, if just based off of the following.
That is exact. You see what you just did right there.
But they didn't win.
I think that Last of Us 2 won because
but Resident Evil didn't win. But Resident Evil didn't win. Resident Evil didn't win. So you can't use that argument.
No. I think Resident Evil probably should have been up there, personally, because there was so much hype around that game. Like Lady, how do you say her name? Demetrexis. Yeah, like there was so much hype around her. And then if you actually like saw any of like the clips for the final battle, like what she turns into and how you have to fight against that, I'm like, God damn.
I saw the videos. Yeah. Yeah. The Lady Demetrexis was a whole problem from the videos.
Whenever she chases you through the fucking mansion, like just, she's
scary.
a problem. And I think honestly, so if I would have to pick anyone else, it should have either been Resident Evil, and then I'd probably say Ratchet and Clank runner-up, but not It Takes Two. I played a little bit It Takes Two. It's definitely a game to play like with your significant other that might not be into video games, or allow the kids to play it, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, so 2022.
2022. This is where I got hurt very bad, and you guys can go check out episode 0 on our YouTube channel. The winner was Elden Ring.
Yeah, my best friend wasn't a gamer, and he plays Elden Ring. Yeah. So
nominees: A Plague's Tale, Requiem, which there's like 4 games in the series. There's supposed to be 6 games, and I think only 4 games are out right now. So God of War Ragnarok should have been the winner.
Horizon over Elden Ring?
Yes.
I can't help it, man.
Horizon Forbidden West.
No.
Stray, which I really loved the game Stray. It was extremely fun. Very short game, but I enjoyed it. And then Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
I remember Xenoblade.
The thing about God of War is that it was such a linear game. It's just it's complete story, but the story was just it was so good, man. I mean, it's one of the best games I've ever played, man. The music, the story, the combat, the missions, the world, it was just all so well put together.
I still haven't finished
character
it,
building. It easily will have you in your feels, but it also is a captivating game. And for that reason, I felt like it should have won. But Elden Ring, I see why it won. I can see why it won.
Thank you.
I can
Yeah,
see.
Thank you.
It makes sense why
I'm
it
not
won. In
doubting.
2020, it didn't make sense. I know I'm not trying to bounce back, but it didn't make sense why it won. But I see why Elden Ring won. I get it.
No, I absolutely see why Elden Ring won. There's so much that you could do in that game. I just had such an emotional connection to God of War Ragnarok, and it hurt. It hurt me. It hurt. I cried during that game. I really cried during that game.
So I'm not being a contrarian in this one when I say that Elden Ring should have won. Like,
no, just all the other times.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Just making sure. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Just,
as long as we're tracking.
Okay.
So I guess, and then
our chat, God of War Ragnarok was amazing, but Elden Ring took everything they did amazing with the previous installments and turned it into an open world. Hands down, I can't argue it. It deserves the dub. Yeah, and I can see it. I can absolutely see it.
But you know what's funny about that? Because that kind of it didn't open the door to it, but God of War, Spider-Man 2 kind of followed that premise with the open world. Like, I can do everything else without ever having to go back to the story and get that fulfillment. And I love that from games where I can go do other things. And then I'm so OP by the time I get back to the story that the story is now simple and it's cool.
It's literally what I just did with Spider-Man 2. I did the same thing with God of War Ragnarok. Like, I used to just go and do everything else, and then I'll get to the story at the end.
But I also enjoy how they give you a choice in this day and age now. So now you have a choice, not with Elden Ring, but you get a choice. You get a choice of, all right, do I want to struggle with the game, or do I want the fulfillment of the story? Like, this is a great story. So not to go back too far.
I was playing Give Me God of War. And when you get to the Valkyrie Queen at the end,
you read my mind.
Problem.
Big
no
problem.
Spoilers.
No. I mean,
it's been a year and a half. It's been a year and a half.
All right, okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm there. I'm almost there, but I'll finish it. I got to do better.
Don't be sorry.
Be better.
Anybody else had any kind of thoughts? Any kind of thoughts, remarks, complaints?
Leviathan.
CJ, what's your input?
No, it is what it is. I'm biased.
I was
I'm biased
chaos
when it comes to God of War anyway. But I did play Elden Ring, and I get why I won. It was a good game.
Yeah, it was a it was.
I beat the game. I beat Elden Ring 4 times.
I'd rather have God of War win.
Yeah, I beat Elden Ring. Like I said, I beat it 3 times, and then I played it one last time, like literally 6 months ago, and I beat it again. And it's a challenging game. It's a beautiful world. It's big. You could play different classes. It's pretty cool. You know what I mean? But
I'm the first God of War old. The first one. PlayStation 1 God of War old.
That's not it didn't come out on PlayStation. When it came out on PlayStation 2, what are you talking
about? Was it 2?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Bro,
we're on PlayStation 2.
It's been a long time.
Bro, that's
I'm PlayStation. I'm PlayStation 1.
Now.
I'm Sega CD. I'm Sega Dreamcast old. I'm Sega Saturn old. I'm Atari old.
Yeah, you are Atari old. You were Commodore 64 old.
Commodore 64 old.
Yeah, I'm NES. I'm NES Atari old. You're Commodore 64 old.
I'm King's Quest Apple IIe old.
You're Oregon Trail.
I'm Oregon Trail old. So.
Yeah, no, God of War. The first God of War came out on PlayStation 2.
Okay.
First and second God of War came out on PlayStation 2. God of War 3 and God of War Ascension came out on PlayStation 3, and then again on PlayStation 4. And then we had God of War 18 and God of War Ragnarok, and then we had the PSP, PS Vita games, which were Ghost of Sparta, Chains of Chaos, stuff like that.
Yo,
and I
honestly,
promise you all.
all of the God of War series back then. Yo, you had to hide your kids, hide your wife, man. If you were playing them games around them,
Yep.
bro,
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
rated
you
R.
couldn't
Right.
play
Rated
those around your
M.
kids. It's like, oh, you're gonna jump into the bed with Aphrodite. Okay, what's gonna happen next? You see the coffee table.
You gotta take the throttle, yo, be moving it. Like, it's stupid. I was like, man, this game is
And I
something
promise
else.
you that the
immersive.
list. All right, easy.
What's really cool, that's why, but see, it's because of that. That's why I'm captivated with the God of War story, because you see Kratos' growth as a father. You know what I mean? Where he came from. It's because there's none of that in the new God of Wars. He's just trying to
What?
salvage his relationship with
What are
his
you
father,
talking
with his
about?
son.
That the whole last one was about him being a father. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, but I'm saying
Think
like
again.
that
Say it again.
lifestyle of
Rephrase.
I think what he's trying to get at is the redemption. Because if you think
yes,
about it,
thank you. Sorry, the
the
redemption.
original story of God of War, after he had given his life, his soul basically to Ares, Ares ended up tricking him into killing his own wife and daughter, and that's why his skin is white. Is because he wears the ashes of his wife and daughter forever. That is his eternal curse, and his other curse, which a lot of people don't realize and don't remember. He cannot kill himself. He cannot die by his own hand. He is not allowed to. That's why in the end of the first game, when he jumped off of the cliff, he didn't die, and then he was brought back, and he became the God of War in God of War 2. But then he was just even a bigger menace than Ares.
But
So, and then he just did things. My dude was just everywhere with every woman, and then at the end of it all,
He slept
and
with
when he's with Atreus,
Hephaestus's wife.
yeah, yo, he went beast mode. I think he was with Poseidon's.
He was with whoever
everyone.
he wanted to be.
Yeah, he was a
exactly.
beast, yo, just
Whoever
absolute
he
dragon
wanted
slayer.
to be with.
So, yeah, and so now has his 10-year-old son, and he's trying to raise him right, and you see the redemption, and also
Did they confirm that Atreus was 10?
I think he was 10 or 11, something like that.
I don't know if they ever confirmed it. I don't remember an age.
I always considered he was like 10 because I didn't think he was,
Probably.
because he was old enough to fight. And
I mean, that's not saying much for this era that we're talking about. You're old enough to fight if you're old enough to talk.
pretty much.
it's true. Yeah, but my dude, when Kratos stepped into the light, he's like, "Boy, why did you pull me out?" And he looked around and killed all them freaking dark elves by himself. I don't know. Not many little kids could do that. But then again, Atreus is no normal average kid.
He was 11.
Okay, he was 11. I'm sorry.
And then
he
I
was
think
11, and he was 14.
Spartan kids were like 4 years old. Like as soon as you were old enough, you were sent out on your own, and if you survived in the wild and came back, then you could become a Spartan soldier.
It's true. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's what captured me the most, was seeing his beginnings, which most men can relate to. That's the thing. I think it also appealed to a certain crowd. And I think that's probably why it lost to Elden Ring, because maybe if you were like a 15-year-old kid playing God of War, you're going to miss a lot of the stuff
Misogyny?
that really hits home.
Misogyny? Okay, I don't know. All right. Men are also men are the best. All right. I mean,
Ain't nobody saying that. Like nobody's even on that kind of time, and you're like, what are you doing?
I'm all right. Okay.
Anyway, I know, right? Like
I'm just saying.
I liked how it came full circle from 2018's version whenever in the beginning of the game, Atreus choked up whenever trying to shoot that deer. And he was like, he was like, I'm sorry, father. Don't be sorry, be better. And then it came to the second game, and you see him say to Atreus, I'm sorry. He's like, don't be sorry, father.
Be better.
And I'm like,
so great.
Oh my God, the growth. And then Kratos's actual emotions with it, like, man,
yeah,
like,
and
he is
I think
growing. Like,
As you see him as a father looking at his son with such pride, like it's like I did right. That feeling, it's like, dang. I don't think that other people who are probably in the same understanding could probably grasp that moment.
Well, I mean,
Is all
but
I'm
does
saying.
anybody? But did anybody pull up the or see the fact that the part of the growth was that he went from a I need to kill everything, so I need to teach him to kill everything to, you know, you don't have to
See, but
kill
yeah, like
everything.
he never wanted him to be raised like a Spartan. That was a big thing for him. He never wanted him to be raised like a
Based off
Spartan.
of what? Not the first God of War with Atreus in it.
He didn't want him to be raised like a
He didn't want to
Spartan.
be raised like a Spartan, but he raised him in the Spartan ways, essentially.
No, he did not. No,
Well, he didn't
did
leave.
not.
He didn't
No,
leave him
no.
out. He didn't leave him out, but he was just like, you take the shot, kill, survive.
That's hunting.
That's hunting.
That's surviving. That's surviving.
Boy,
Brennan,
Like,
I
do
see
you
where you're
realize
coming
the
from.
time
He's saying
period?
if you're
It's
gonna
not
do, you're
like
gonna do it, but
it's
it's
not
different.
like it's not like, hey, wait until you're 16 and go get a job or something like that. Like, no, we're. Do you realize the time period? This is Norse mythology time period. Yeah, so like,
right.
no, there was no being raised like a Spartan where it's hard, like where you're ripped away from your mother, where you don't see your family. All you know is war until you're in your late 30s to maybe early 40s, if you even survive that long. Like, no, he didn't want him to
Yeah.
be raised like a Spartan. He wanted to
Right.
keep a low profile, and that was his whole mentality through the first game.
So, do you remember, Mad V? I'm just gonna I'm gonna try to pull from your memory banks. Do you remember when Atreus had his first confirmed kill in the game, where those there were like 3 men? They came in and attacked, and Atreus ended up falling on the guy with his knife, and he killed him. And Atreus, in this moment of realization, like, I just killed somebody, and it bothered him. And Kratos, as a dad, like he gave him counsel, you know what I mean? But not like, it's okay to kill, like, Robert. He didn't do that. He was trying to protect his heart. He was trying to protect his, but also at the same time not to hesitate. So he was in a tough situation, but I don't know if you remember that scene or not.
Also, there was also a part in that same game whenever he finally tells Atreus, like, yeah, you're half giant, half god.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, we never told you. And you saw that power hunger that Atreus had in him, and Kratos just trying to control it and calm him down. Like, no, don't get so full of yourself. Like, it's not that kind of game.
Well, I took it. Yeah, I took the growth and I guess that's what's amazing about the God of War story, because I took the growth and I took the lessons in a different. Everyone will get a different perspective of the lessons that were being taught. Well, I really feel like that's what makes a great game. Like the game that I feel that I got and the lessons and the story that's being told may not be the same as the lessons that you got or Spartacus that you got. So God of War, phenomenal. Yeah, but still not beating Elden Ring. So, sorry.
I'll allow it.
Yeah,
Well,
there you go.
Everyone, I think that's a wrap for today. Again, thank everyone out there that's been watching us. Thank you for the 1,000 subscribers. We hope that you continue to support us on all of our channels, the Nerd or Nothing channel on YouTube, Nerd or Nothing Gaming, the Narf Zone, and coming in January of 2024, Tabletop Tavern, where we're going to be playing tabletop games such as D&D, Talisman, and many others. So remember to check out our channels and tune in next time for more Narf Zone and nerdy conversations. Thank you.